following podcast contains strong language, graphic violence, a lot of whispering, and special effects. Also nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. Brick, step into the light!
Pardon y'all, hang back. You're crowding my frequencies.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Donnie, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Four Guys in a Movie, the podcast about movies, snacks, and all things nerdy. I don't have a fun name for myself. I'm Rob.
I'm Tony, but for you, I'm the Beast.
Oh, damn it.
Wow.
I was going to do the beast.
Yeah, everybody.
We're all beasts here.
It's a beast-laden table of fun.
I'll be the tree that knows everything about you, named Brick.
Cool.
I'll be the spooky clown that fights like a bitch.
I'll be the dead guy that pops up out of the coffin. You can call me Stiffy.
You know,
And
fun
we
names
do.
aside, you really should give your real names.
They know by now, Tony.
They don't.
Yeah.
They really don't. We almost always just say our fake names and never our real ones.
Well, also, they do probably know by now, because it's only 3 people that listen to us.
4.
And they all
I
know
got a
us
new person.
personally.
Hey, I've
Okay.
heard back from William recently.
Oh, okay.
He is doing all right.
Cool.
Reached out.
Regardless, I mean,
He's
that's
going to be
great.
catching up on all the EPs.
Glad to hear William's okay.
Yeah.
And then he will disown us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once he gets to a certain point, he'll be like, oh, that's why I stopped listening.
Like, why did I
But-
do this?
There also could be people that haven't listened to us before.
Welcome.
But anyway.
It's fine.
Which one of these assholes is Brian?
That would be me.
I would love for William to just pick it up now and be like, Brian really changed.
Also, why
He's
does
such a dick.
why did two
Yeah, he sounds like 2
why
people.
does one person sound like 2 people?
I will say the makeup is a little offensive.
Bro.
Okay.
Sorry,
Guys,
John's just going to go in the sink and tear his whole face off.
why is there all this
Jello. In the...
Jello chicken in here? Oh, God. So, it's the spoopiest time.
Spoopy.
Wow.
He's not wrong.
It is the spoopiest month. It is the spoopiest time of the year.
You have to do the rest of this episode with a list.
Sure. Is that what you really want?
No.
What you really, really want.
I'm going to be doing a little southern midget for most of it, so you better decide if you want the lisp on top of that.
Oh, God.
It's Halloween! And so we watched a spoopy movie.
Oh, I see what you did there.
October. And so we watched, and I keep wanting to say The Exorcist, but it's Poltergeist, a different ghost film.
Exorgeist. Poltergeist.
Ghost or ghostly cysts.
Exorcist is all the rage now with the release of Exorcist, the Believer. So, of course, we did the smart thing and did the Poltergeist movie instead.
Would a ghostly cyst be an abscess? Because it's a... Never mind.
No, it would be a boo-boo.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Good
Tony,
night, everybody.
I think
Tony,
you just gave
tell us
Joe
about
appendicitis.
Poltergeist.
No, I don't think we can continue after that.
Poltergeist.
Jesus. Tell us about the
All right.
chickens.
Rumbling ghost.
So, Poltergeist is from 1982. Surprisingly,
And it looks it.
yeah. Well, I guess not that
So,
surprising, but rated PG.
Predates Ghostbusters.
It does. It is rated PG because it also predates the PG-13 rating.
Yeah.
It is directed by Toby Hooper, who,
Say your grandpa's PG rating.
yeah,
Well, it is actually.
but is famous for movies like Life Force, Salem's Lot, and of course Texas Chainsaw Massacre, one that put him on the map
By force.
what?
Well, because he chainsawed everybody who disagreed.
Oh, sure.
When did that come out? Was that in the 70s?
Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah,
70s.
it was 74.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it was pretty early.
Yeah, 74.
Wow, okay.
So, yeah, a little bit about this movie. We got a writing credit, and obviously producer was Steven Spielberg. Originally, he wanted to actually direct this one himself and offered Tobe Hooper a little movie called E.T., but they ended up going the other way with that.
Ooh.
Probably a good move.
I don't know. I would have liked to see Tobe Hooper's E.T.
I mean, it would have been interesting. But speaking of that, of course, this was originally there was Steven Spielberg wanted to make a sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind and called it Night Skies. And I'll try not to bore you with a lot of the details, but basically they split it into 2 movies, and that's how you got Poltergeist and E.T. So imagine at one time that was one movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Half the aliens wanted to kill the people, another one wanted to make friends.
That explains the part where they're like from space or from inner space. Interesting. Huh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shirley MacLaine was offered the lead role in this at one time.
Oh, Lord.
And Drew Barrymore was considered for the little girl, but obviously went to E.T.
Yeah.
You guys see a lot of that stuff. And it probably for the best, because most people know now there are numerous documentaries, but it is a lot of people believe this movie is cursed. I don't know if anyone here has heard that.
I've never heard that.
Okay.
Not at all.
Wow. Being the only film nerd here. But yeah, so for one thing, the skeletons in the pool at the end, what?
They're real skeletons.
They are
I
real
know that
skeletons.
much, yeah.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
Oh.
Because it was just cheaper and easier. So they didn't tell the actress, you're going to be swimming with real skeletons.
Did they tell her while she was in there to get a
No,
more realistic scream?
No, when she got out, they were like, hey, great job. Those were real.
Fuck you. Like, did they were they just skeletons, or were they like
No, like
cadavers? Like, was it?
Oh, no. I'm sure they were just skeletons, and they put, whatever skin
Yeah, okay.
flakes and whatnot they had.
They were sanitary skeletons.
Yeah, it's not like...
Sanitary skeleton.
Yeah, they did not just go to the local graveyard and throw some bodies
They
in the
were
pool,
they were sanitary skeletons before they threw them into a mud pool.
they're quite filthy
Yeah,
now.
Before she
Yeah.
got a mouthful of mud.
Yep.
But,
And skeleton.
So,
juice.
James Cameron was a spokesman for Pathmark at the time, but got a bunch of death threats for treating the family so poorly.
Wait, what?
What, James Cameron?
No,
that
James
was-
Karen.
Oh.
Who the hell is James Cameron?
I'm so
The
confused.
the boss.
Oh,
His boss. That was like,
okay.
oh, we just moved. They're just people. Well,
Oh.
He was a spokesman for Pathmark.
yeah. And people were just like,
What's
we watched that
Pathmark?
movie and we think you're that guy.
You are
It's
evil.
one of
Yeah.
those. So yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Just
Was-
fuck you.
You're that smarmy of a bastard.
Pathmark was a store.
Okay.
A grocery store, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or was it more like
So it
Kmart?
has nothing to do with development.
No.
No.
Okay.
No, he's an actor. Anyway,
Humans.
but Jo Beth Williams apparently had some paranormal activities where she said when she went back to her house, all the picture frames were tilted, and whenever she moved them back, she'd come back later and they'd all be tilted again.
Could just be she sucks at putting
Yeah.
pictures up.
Or that
Could
she
be.
lived in California and earthquakes.
Lots of possibilities. It's up to you to decide.
She lived on the room that they could twist around that they used.
Or it's
for the shots.
Someone
They
else
didn't-
that had a key to her apartment was an asshole.
Yeah.
Lots of possibilities. Who knows? But Zelda Rubinstein apparently had a vision that her dog came to say goodbye, only to get called by her mother to find out her dog actually passed away while filming this. 2 of the cast members were murdered.
Huh.
Great start.
Which two?
How long afterwards?
by Craig T. Nelson.
No. Lou Perryman was one of the guys. He got an axe murder. Literally,
Who
like,
did he play?
I believe he was one of the construction guys.
Was he the guy who ate the food?
I think
out
so.
of-
Well, we'll talk about
Well,
him.
that okay, yeah.
He deserved to get axe murdered.
He's killed by the spirit of Fat Jack.
Hey, well, okay. And unfortunately, yeah, the oldest daughter there did not see the opening of this movie. Because apparently her ex-boyfriend choked her to death.
That sucks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dominique Dunn.
Yes.
So was that not a hickey?
Oh.
Jesus.
Rob.
Several other cast members also passed away shortly after this movie came out, although a lot of them were because they were older and had health issues. So, think what you want with that. And Carol Ann famously made the third movie and then passed away herself at 12, I believe.
Oh,
Huh.
damn.
So yeah.
That was going to be my next question. Is like, are the Freely family involved in the sequels? I guess they are. Then
Yes.
I remember that
the second one is
Tangina is. But...
Yeah, the second one is like pretty much the bulk of the family, at least. Obviously, not the oldest daughter, but it's pretty much like the whole gang's there. The third one, I think they drop everybody except Carol Ann. She goes to visit. She live with cousins or something, and
In a cult. Do you know what that actress died of? The one that died at 12?
Yeah, it was like a bowel obstruction or something.
Ooh,
That sucks.
Yeah. Oh, it was not
bad way to go.
Yeah.
bad news.
Backed up with poop.
So, want to guess how much money this movie cost to make?
It's a great segue.
Did they have to pay for any of the funerals?
I mean, how much are 3 lives worth, I guess?
About $350.
Yeah.
This is 82, so it's probably not a lot. You don't have to make a lot of money to be a hit. I don't know. It's got Spielberg on it.
Just rubbed all over
But
it.
like 15 million?
I'll say 18.
I don't know. We got a big rubber tree. We got
And a tornado.
And a cartoon
The
tornado.
rotating room.
We got
A lot of practical effects.
about a dozen real skeletons, apparently.
Well, that was to save money, though.
Yeah, that was to say.
a
A lot of
bunch
Jello.
a whole bunch of Jello, and some roast beef.
A steak stuffed with a chicken.
I don't know. I guess Joe, you said 15.
Yep.
And you said 18.
Rob said 18.
I
Rob
did.
said 18.
So wait on both of you.
I'll go in the middle. I'll go 17.
I'm going to guess 12.
Technically, I guess I would have to give it to Brick, but really, it's nobody because it was 10 million.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 82.
Yeah. Want to guess how much it made?
Yeah, there's nobody that was super famous.
Yeah, intentionally. They wanted it to feel,
Oh,
you
you know
know,
what?
more
I was-
realistic. So,
I was guessing the amount of money it made. I wasn't even thinking about production.
I wondered why you said
yeah.
it doesn't have to make a lot for sequels.
Yeah.
but-
So
80.
That's kind of what I was initially feeling.
I'll just stick with 15 because that's what I intended to guess.
Wait, you said 80 and would
I'm thinking I'll go with 50. 50.
I'll go 40.
77 million.
Nice.
Oh, Brick wins.
Yeah, not 80, but they're like, back then. So, yeah.
So, I would say go over the cast list, but they're all dead.
They're not all dead.
Wow.
Craig T. Nelson's still kicking.
I mean,
Joe Beth Williams.
Yeah,
still
Joe
around?
Beth Williams, Diane Freeling, Craig T. Nelson, Steve Freeling, Heather O'Rourke as Carol Ann Freeling, Zelda Rubinstein as Tangina, and Beat Rice Straight as Dr. Lesh.
what?
I'm sorry, what was her name?
Beatrice, but I just saw it on the screen and I was like, Beat Rice Straight.
All right.
Keep going, like, are we? We're good?
Keep going.
Like,
I think
going.
we're good.
All of
I mean,
you're going to start
everybody.
listing the ghosts and
R.I.P.
goblins.
Dominique Dunn as Dana Freeling, Oliver Robbins as Robbie Freeling.
Well, who are the 2 guys doing the investigation with her?
That would be Martin Casella as Marty. I called him Glasses.
Okay.
And Michael Lawson as Ryan. I called him Headphones because I didn't know his name till like the last scene he's in.
Headphones. Oh, that works. All right.
I knew who you were talking about with those
Yeah.
references.
Yeah, glasses and headphones
Yep.
works.
I think we got all the heavy hitters in there.
Who is the Foley?
The Foley?
Yeah.
Mick Foley.
Okay.
Cactus Jack came in and dropped the elbow on the Poltergeist.
Oh my god!
Before we get into it,
Uh-oh.
do you want a Fanta?
I mean, I never have before, but
Oh, I didn't realize these were...
Hashtag what the Fanta.
I mean, I've had Fanta before.
I
don't mislead
appreciate
anybody.
this is
I've never,
zero
like-
sugar.
So while picking up my movie watching snacks today, I found Fanta in a black can. It's a mini can. It's 7.5 ounces, and it's black with spoopy bats and spider webs, and it's
Does it glow in the dark?
maybe
It tastes like spook.
0 calorie, mystery flavored, natural.
Oh
flavor.
no.
Yeah, it's a mystery flavor.
It's
This-
blue.
Yeah, this is a
Is it?
very dark color.
Oh.
A
It
bubble, a
sure
blue
is.
bubble
Oh,
climbed
God.
out of the can.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh,
Whoa!
whoa! No,
This
that's
is like the-
black. That's
That's
oh.
like the blood that comes out of zombies.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
the
this is
devil's
gonna kill
jizz.
us. Like
All right.
it's
I'm gonna pound the rest of my
Here we go.
energy drink and put it in the
I'm
glass.
glad I have alcohol to burn whatever's gonna be
all
in
right.
this.
Bottoms up, boys. Tony's just straight up not participating.
He is. Don't be a bitch.
I'm not being a bitch.
That's not good.
It tastes like Play-Doh.
That is not good.
I was just waiting because I saw the commercial. No, this turns your tongue black.
Mm.
Oh.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, no, your tongue's already like blue, and you only took a sip. That's,
And you're gonna need to like just burn the tablecloth after. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Rob
Yeah,
does
that's-
have a black tongue.
I'm gonna say a very dirty joke in my mind.
wow, that
Don't
is
even-
just straight
She'll
black.
never see it coming.
Yeah, this is gross.
I don't mind it.
I would describe this as like licorice Coke,
What?
maybe.
Yeah, the light barely shines through it.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's good sludge. I don't know. To me, it tastes like there's flavor and there's water, but they're not mixed together.
It's like the worst Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
You know, that's
Like, I don't-
right. It is.
it's not like I don't think. Oh yeah, that's
so-
it's a black
Holy
hole.
For
shit.
those that cannot
That is
actually
insane.
see through their audio device,
Yeah.
John is using a high-powered flashlight.
I have a 300 lumen flashlight here
High-powered flashlight.
that is not even touching, like illuminating this liquid.
Yeah.
No, it's illuminating it, but it's actually
it's
coming out in a different part of the
Coming
universe.
out red.
It's actually blood red if you look.
Somebody
Wow.
take a photograph
Photograph.
for the
Show
gram.
cell phone picture now.
Graph for the gram.
Do we have a gram?
We will.
From this perspective, no, hold on. It looks like
An anus.
HAL 9000.
Oh, okay.
Take
Yeah.
a picture of the can.
We have a teddy gram.
All right. Well, I mean,
But yeah, what the hell flavor is this supposed to be?
I
It's
like.
a mystery.
Now hold on. What if I
They didn't
add
Your
it?
mystery.
What if I add
they
it to
had no
my
idea.
beer?
You'll probably make your beer
It'll
worse.
only make it worse. Yeah.
Here's the
it's a-
thing.
it's
I'm
a-
almost willing to bet it is not going to homogenize at all.
Honestly,
It's just gonna be a black layer on top.
I
You
also
know what?
want to. Oh,
Fuck it.
hold on.
Let's do it
Well,
live.
okay, let's see what.
Yeah, just-
Yep. Oh,
I
that's
would-
gross.
I would have done a little bit, but okay.
No.
No.
Go
It's
on.
not
he's
how
on.
Rob
In
does.
for a penny, in for a pound, as
Also-
they say.
But a quick side note for all our listeners, and especially Fanta and anyone that makes stuff like this, to
It's got a
put
good head on it.
to put mystery flavor on the
what
cans so
she
you
said.
don't know ahead of time is fine. If I put it in my mouth and I still don't know what the fuck it is,
Yeah.
that's a problem.
You know what? They just took all the different flavors of Fanta and put them
Probably.
That
together.
probably is exactly what
Possibly,
it is.
yeah.
Whatever the dye in that is fierce because Rob dumped it in his beer and it is the same color as John's
Oh, yeah.
glass of the pure stuff. Like the entire beer color is
Yeah,
gone.
it doesn't
Oh
matter.
yeah.
Like,
It did not dilute.
you
at
I will
all.
say
you
that
put
the
this in a
beer-
swimming pool.
The
and
beer
just
is more
jet
opaque
black.
than just the soda, though.
I'm half expecting skeletons
I
to
will
pop out of
say,
there.
with the combined with the lemon shandy flavor, it's not that bad now.
Yeah, I was going to say having a little bit in there might actually be kind of appealing with the beer flavor.
Still not good. It's not appealing. No.
All right, so later on, when we're all shitting black, we just
I
need-
mean,
that's just another day for Rob.
This time, it's
For the
because
rest of
it.
us, it's not blood in our stool.
for you all, it was the worst diarrhea day of your lives. For me, it was Friday.
I do like on the back of the can it prominently displays
We all look like we have meth mouth now.
just in case you
What are
were
you
wondering
talking
if there
about,
was
Joe?
any like natural anything in here. It just in all very bold letters contains no juice.
Holy shit, guys! There's a poltergeist.
But it is
Let's
100%
talk about it.
natural flavors. What those flavors are, who knows?
Everything is natural if you try hard enough.
Yeah, if the flavor they're going for is Dimetap,
Yeah.
and they put-
I am straight up gonna have
This is an insult to Diamond Tap.
explosive diarrhea.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, it's got all
Dimetap
the,
is
like
good.
no sugar, but it's got all the diuretic
And
fake
the, yeah,
sugar.
well, and,
Although,
and the main dye is red 40.
as fun as this
I
is,
have problems with Red 40.
I would like to make sure that when I have explosive diarrhea, it's not while we're still here. So let's try and get into this movie.
I would appreciate that too.
Yeah.
Poltergeist, everybody.
Don't
Poltergeist.
worry, this movie is gonna stall.
I'm just gonna spray fart
So
all over Hogwarts back here.
just to file it.
It's the Death Eaters
Blood
coming.
diarrhea all over Hogwarts.
Well, do it on the Hogwarts castle over there, so it can splatter on the white background.
Yeah, but if
Anyway.
he does it over here, I can change the little sign to say Diarrhea Alley.
Expecto
Rob's not cleaning it up.
Pooplosion. Yeah, no.
So we start with the national anthem and the title card for Poltergeist. We see very close up of the TV, all the little individual pixels, and that was back when like TV A stopped playing things and B did like this highlight of Americana sort of
And
like
people had
stock
cable.
footage. And what's that?
And people had cable.
And people on cable.
Yeah, cable actually
Yeah.
went off the air at like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep. And it just turns to static, and we got a Craig T. Nelson just passed the fuck out. But he's got a real cute doggo. He's like, I'm gonna lick you. I'm gonna go over to Robbie's bed and steal his chips. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, no, the awesome dog. Because that dog, like a trooper, waited till he fell asleep and then ate his food.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then he went around the house. Wanted attention from people. I think he finally woke up the.
No,
the
again, I
daughter,
think he just
Caroline.
wanted to steal all the
He
food.
stole
that,
food
yeah.
from everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Which is interesting because it makes you aware that everyone in this house goes to sleep with food.
Well, goes
They're
to sleep
American.
with food, but they also like become like almost in a coma. Nobody wakes up except for the little girl because
Well,
it's
that's
static,
what happens
but, like,
when
Yeah.
When you go to
eat-
sleep with food.
Yeah, you eat a half a bag of
guess.
chips.
when you eat till you
guess.
pass
Yeah,
out.
you get blackout fat.
Yeah. So
What is this
You
not a
get-
common occurrence for everyone?
The
you get
cholesterol,
blackout Fanta.
the cholesterol thickens in your veins to
Listen,
the point where you lose
A
consciousness.
hard artery is a strong artery.
your body diverts all the power that was going towards thought into your digestive tract.
It's not that there's cholesterol
I know.
in my arteries. I prefer to refer to them as reinforced.
It's why I can't get erections anymore.
Yeah, I don't go to sleep. I shut down. That just happens.
So
It's not true, guys.
Anyway.
I'm rock hard right now.
So this girl wakes up and she walks downstairs and stares at the TV static. She starts talking to the TV. The rest of the family's like, shit, she went crazy. They all wake up.
She's like, what, 6 or something?
Yeah, she
like
screams at the TV a little bit.
5, I believe.
And yeah, they walk down, they see her screaming at the TV, and we just cut to
well, she's not screaming at that point. She's just
well, she screamed at the TV that woke them up.
well, yeah.
And then so now we see a suburban neighborhood. It's quite pleasant looking. And we get the credits going. And then we cut to just this husky gentleman riding a bike with a case of beer. And a bunch of shit kids sabotage
These
him.
little
It's
assholes.
a shit guy on a shit bike
Wait,
with
why is
shit
he a
beer.
shit guy?
He's just a mess.
I mean,
Yeah, but
He's
no, but
just
he's
a
a hero.
mess.
Yeah, he is getting. Is it beer or soda? I
It's
can't
beer.
It's beer. Yeah.
Tell. Okay, but he's
And-
getting.
He did steal that little kid's bike to do it.
He borrowed.
Borrow.
But he did a packy run. Like, he's a hero.
in the middle of the game,
yeah.
he's
And-
late.
But
But
he
no.
also didn't take a car.
Because
'Cause
he's
he's been
already
drinking.
fucking drunk.
He took a
So,
bicycle.
yeah.
He's doing the proper
That
thing.
also explains how he loses
Sure.
a head-to-head battle with a remote-controlled car on
Right.
a bike.
And that's where I'm like,
Well,
okay,
he is.
hold on a
He
damn
is
second.
basically like riding one of those like carnival tiny bicycles. So
He could. He
It's
should,
a kid's bike.
I know
It's
like,
Robbie's bike.
It's not designed for his.
That dude should have crushed that car and been like, good.
He should have
Yeah.
smashed both of their little cars.
Yeah.
He should have gone over and kicked all those kids in the shin and then trashed that kid's bicycle.
and then giving them all up
Even
there.
though Robbie did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Just broke
Like,
his
like
leg
he should
anyway.
have pelted those kids with the open cans.
Well, I forgot to make sure you were keeping track of his Robbie gets owned count, but like Robbie gets shafted
Yeah,
through this
yeah.
whole movie.
Yeah.
So might as well fuck up his bike too.
So this guy then, he drops the beer. Some of it's still good. Some of it's shooting beer out the sides of the can. And he's like, I'll bring this in the house. I'll just go running right in the house.
right to the living room.
Uncontrollable spray. It
There's-
looks like a freaking like
Well, yeah, but it's half
it's
ready
like-
to shotgun.
It's basically how we're going to be later.
Uncontrollable spray.
just coming out any hole it could get out.
Pores, eyes, doesn't matter.
Path of least resistance every time.
It'll make a new one if it has to. Anyway, there's just a bunch of men screaming about football. And, they're like, oh, you get beer everywhere, football, roar. And then it just cuts to a dead burb.
Yeah.
Poor Tweety.
Yeah,
Fucked.
so, little girl's pet bird is dead, and yeah.
And then,
Mom's like, shit, you couldn't have waited for a school day.
She's very upset for about 5 minutes.
Guys, you should know, Mom is pretty cool.
She is actually pretty excellent.
And easily the second most attractive woman in this movie.
So the TV station changes, and you're
Ap-
like, oh, is it a
after
ghost?
Zelda, right?
Is it a
Zelda.
poltergeist? And no, it's the asshole neighbor next door. Apparently, their remotes are so powerful that they can change each other's TVs.
They're on the same frequency.
Mhm.
So none of these people can just walk up to the TV and change the channel?
I know, right?
Not a damn one of them?
Nope.
No.
But I think this was before the remotes didn't work on infrared, you point it at. It actually worked on a radio
RF.
frequency. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so anytime the neighbor changed the channel, even if they changed it physically on the TV, when he pressed his clicker, it would change both TVs.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if both of them
if he
just use the
clicks
button,
to
Yeah.
if he clicks to Mr. Rogers so his kids can watch
Yep,
it, and
there's
he
that
went
too.
to the TV and clicked the button to go back to the football, done.
It would have been fixed.
So-
Yeah, they'd be watching Mr. Rogers, you'd be watching football.
Actually, wait a minute. He did that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, he did. He walked up to the TV and he changed the channel on the TV.
Right, but then he clicked it again.
Yeah.
So you need to
Because
get
the neighbor
both
clicked
neighbors.
it to something. Yeah.
Need
Well,
to
the
get
neighbor
both-
clicked it to Mr. Rogers.
But then he changed it to the football. But then the neighbor changed it from that to something else, and then back to Mr. Rogers.
Oh.
So they both need to just agree to press the button.
Oh, yes, that would be the neighborly thing to do.
Or just get another fucking TV.
But, Steven Spielberg had to do something in this film.
So maybe not building these stupid houses where you're 2 feet away from your neighbor.
That's the least problematic thing about where they chose
yeah.
to build the houses.
I'm aware.
We're about to flush the dead bird down the toilet, and this little girl notices it, and we got to give this bird a funeral. But while we're doing this, we meet this little boy. We are far from knowing his name's Robbie, but Robbie here is climbing a spoopy tree. The tree's just kill me. And
That's why the tree hated him for the rest of the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
He climbed it, rubbed his junk all over it,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
fucking teabagged that tree to death.
Yeah.
Knotted up with his little chompers there.
That branch
No.
was probably its nose. Is never getting that smell out.
You look like a beaver.
Are you sure? Yeah, I mean,
After he teabagged him, he said
it's
that. That's not a good
it's
sign.
mean to say, but yeah, this kid could eat corn through a fence, three houses down. You know what I'm
hopefully,
saying?
those aren't his adult teeth. He's,
No, that's
I
the
mean,
problem.
they
Those are his
yeah,
adult
those
teeth.
are his adult teeth.
On the,
He doesn't have an adult head yet.
on the plus side, he's one of the few that made it to adulthood in this movie. So
yeah.
His two front teeth look like they are both on an airplane and got their tickets mixed up, and they're trying to climb over each other to get to the seat next to them.
So
Roger Rabbit is jealous of this guy.
Tweety here is sent to the afterlife in a cigar box with a blanket, a Twizzler, a flower, and a picture of Carol Ann, Robbie, and the dog.
Those are all of his possessions.
Pretty cute. Yeah. In case he gets lonely, in case he gets hungry, in case he gets cold.
Yeah,
And
they
then
got
night
rid of-
Robbie from the tree.
What does Robbie say?
He
This is pretty-
says, "Cool. When it's rotted, can we dig it up and look at its bones?"
But the dog is like, I'm
Like-
going to dig
Yeah,
that
we're
thing
gonna
up
right
right
now.
now.
My brother actually.
That's lunch.
He was that kid when I was younger. He was like, "Oh, our cat died. I'm gonna go and dig it up and take its skull."
That's me today.
But unlike you today, he eventually was like, "Oh, I actually do miss things that are no longer alive," and cried about it later.
So that
That's why you dig them up so you don't miss them.
Yeah,
they're still with you.
This gets weird.
So
Okay.
Carol Ann, right after they stop the dog from digging the bird up, she's like, "Can I get a goldfish?" And it just cuts to her having a goldfish, and this fucking clown. You see this thing on the chair, I'm just like, "Fuck that clown!" Immediately, I'm not scared of clowns, but
there's
fuck
no
that
reason
clown.
for this thing to exist.
Yes.
I'm wondering though, this and the movie It, Is that why an entire generation is like clowns? Fuck them. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I never
Well,
got why.
It's more than that, but
I think it's
Plus
just
kill-
clowns.
killer
in general.
clowns.
Yeah,
Okay.
just clowns in general.
yeah, in general, I think clowns are they're right on that line of scary as shit or funny.
Is it like Uncanny Valley where you're like, just something
like
about
that.
it is just off?
I mean, because I don't have a clown phobia, so I can't speak
yeah.
too much
Yeah.
on it. But like, I think they're like the weird face paint and like, oh, I look like I'm laughing when I'm crying or what. Like, it's
If
just
you're
weird. It's
listening in
weird.
right now and have a clown phobia, right
Stop for one thing.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
I like that's your treatment for phobias. Just quit it.
Stop.
cut it
Cut it out.
Kick that clown right in the nuts.
I forgot what comedian it is, but the room they claim
Kick him in the nuts. It goes.
Well, yeah.
they claim that this is a real doll that could have been purchased around. That
I mean,
time.
I believe
That's
it.
possible, but the fact of the matter is, like, the kids are obviously creeped out by it. There's no reason for it to be there.
I guess Carol
True.
Ann likes it.
Well, that's the thing.
You
Like,
know what?
Robbie doesn't like it. I'm not sure about Carol Ann, but this also screams to me their grandmother bought it for them, and
Yeah.
like it's just in your room now.
So-
one of those.
Then put it in the closet. Don't leave it on a
Mhm,
chair.
mhm, mhm.
Like 3 feet away from Robbie's bed. Like not
Pointed
even.
right at
It's
it.
not even a corner. It's just like in the middle of the floor.
Oh yeah.
It's like, hey,
that
this
I don't
clown's
get.
gonna watch you sleep. Don't mind if you hear weird fapping sounds in the middle of the night. It's either the clown or the tree
Now,
with Jared Fogle in it.
It's a clown. It's the horn honking. It's the fapping noise. Exactly. So anyway,
If you get hit with seltzer.
Or Fanta.
I gotta say, for 1982, Robbie's doing all right. Those Star Wars toys.
Oh,
was
yeah.
pretty legit. He had a cool setup
Yeah.
here.
The sheets.
Yeah,
Star Wars
R2D2
Yeah.
flight switch.
He's
He had,
obviously
he
Thankfully,
had a
his
Darth
nose on and
Vader poster.
Thankfully, Spielberg kind of knew a guy involved. So
Yeah.
He's got a mega Hulk riding a horse or something.
Yes,
he does.
I don't know why, but sure.
It's She-Ra's horse.
So, quick question: Clown, better or worse if you put it like a Darth Vader mask on it?
Probably better.
I liked what he did to it.
He
Oh,
just
yeah,
gave
in
it
the
to
end,
Chewbacca.
Well,
Yes.
no, but just like in the
I
next
think you
scene.
mean.
he-
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
He's
I like the
I'd
idea,
rather look
though.
at Chewbacca.
Well,
You
yeah.
put just like a Darth Vader helmet on the clown. I could see that being stop motioned in Robot Chicken as
He
just
was,
like
what,
some really
he was probably
weird
10,
skit.
10 years old, right?
I think he was younger than that.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but keep talking.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think by his age, I would have taken that shit out in the backyard and
Yeah.
set it on fire.
Well, yeah.
I
So
would have tied it up.
also props to
Of course,
Robbie.
by your age, you were also the one like killing animals in the backyard.
And then now, by our
Oh,
current
that's-
age, he's the one on eBay buying all that shit again.
Yeah. Robbie owns
Man's got to eat.
a
Tony.
jacket that has Chewbacca on the back of it. That's pretty
Right.
badass.
Right? His Chewbomber jacket.
Yeah, his Chewbomber jacket.
Bomber.
He's dating Chewbacca. They're going steady. Gave him his jacket.
They're bebopping.
So meanwhile,
And
mom and
Rocksteady.
dad are in bed together rolling joints.
Hell
and
yeah.
Yeah.
dad's like talking about, well, mom's talking about somnambulism and sleepwalking and falling asleep in someone else's car and that dude almost getting beaten up.
Steven is trying very hard to read his book about Ronald
Oh, yeah.
Reagan. While
I mean, he's not.
Midway
actually
through,
got-
he's like, this is bullshit.
he's actually got Robbie's comics in it.
Yeah.
He wants it to look like he's reading
So-
shit.
This whole scene like was driving me up the wall though, because like she's talking, they got the TV on, he's trying to read a book, they're smoking a joint, he's got like weed stems and shit or whatever all over the bed, like it's the whole thing was like making me anxious. And
So-
Maybe it's
uncomfortable.
just rolling tobacco, but even still, it's
No.
Well, she's obviously
was
glazed
smoking
up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he was too. That was
Yeah.
pot. That was-
So
I
That
actually,
that was the Mary Jane joke.
Yeah.
that was his stash.
I
They
really
were-
liked this scene though because I thought that it was a very good way of doing exposition because you right off the bat get a sense that these are basically yuppies
Mhm.
and they have a background of being a lot more
They're
not
ex-hippies
responsible.
turned
yuppies.
yuppies.
Yeah.
Well, he was like a swimmer or something.
He was a
Diver.
swimmer, but
Diver.
like they're both kind of like loopy when they're
High.
high, but they're
yeah,
just
that's weird, right?
well, just in general, like they're not. accountants born and raised. They seem like they're giving off a vibe of like, I've gone to some peace circles with the crystals and involved myself in the spiritual communes.
So
Because they smoke pot.
No, it's the way that they're behaving.
Hi.
here's where they broke the rules.
Yeah.
Robbie, who now saw the clown,
When
was
she
like, fuck
sucked on
that.
that joint, like
And
she was a vacuum cleaner.
Robbie throws the Chewbacca jacket over the clown, so now it's Clown Baka. And then like he's looking at the tree. He's like, "Fuck that tree! I'm gonna come, see mom and dad because I'm scared." They're fucking like, Dad is poised to do like a dive. He's doing like tricks with his gut. Then he's gonna like sort of nuzzle up against Mom and make Donald Duck noises. You closed the door for that shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is in the middle of a pre cunnilingus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's where his head's ending up.
I said
Yeah.
while watching it, it was like, yeah, there's 3 kids in the house and we're going to fuck with the door open. Like,
yeah.
And
God.
I, the
Well,
whole
their
time,
door was closed.
No, it wasn't?
No, Robbie just comes right around the corner.
No,
I mean-
I'm saying the kids' door was
Oh
closed.
yeah,
that doesn't
That-
mean
that-
anything.
that mean
I'm
anything.
just saying, like, that might have been their reasoning. They were
Unless
like,
you
we're
locked
closing
it?
your
No,
door.
no, no,
No, their
That's
reasoning
like-
is A, they're high, and B, they're already 3 kids deep. They probably don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you see what you see. If you don't know what's up, it's
gonna be more-
it's on you now.
Well,
Dana's
afraid of the
already
tree?
living at the Holiday Inn.
yeah, I was going to say, no wonder Dana's, already doing stuff.
You're afraid of the tree? I'll give you something to be afraid of.
Yeah. So now,
She's
Why?
like, oh, Mom and Dad are at it again. Just gag me.
so Dad takes Robbie back to his room. And,
Hey, Billy.
I see what you did there.
My parents are going at it. You can come over. We can make as much noise as we want.
Oh gosh.
So Dad
Which
comes
one of those
in.
construction workers is Billy?
So yeah, Dad's like, Rob's like, I hate this tree. Dad's like, nah, it's cool. Just like count the time between the lightning. and-
Dad, the tree
and the
keeps
thunder.
asking if I want a $5 foot long.
Yeah, and then Dad leaves, and like the thunder sounds like it's going further and further away, and then all of a sudden the tree's just like lightning shooting all around the tree like a fucking plasma ball, and Robbie and the little girl are just edited into Mom and Dad's room.
What you didn't see off camera was it just decapitated a grasshopper, and they were actually both Highlanders, so it was the quickening, for the
quickening.
tree. So
The tree decapitated the grasshopper.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wait.
The wind
Checks out.
helped.
The wind. It was
it helped
Stiff breeze blew the grasshopper's head
into
off.
the
All right.
tree, and then
This is why I normally don't stop talking when you do. So,
Why change it now?
so now the TV is staticking and it's strobing like fuck when it goes to static. Carol Ann wakes up.
has a stroke
Yeah,
or an epileptic fit. Rather.
her shadow looks pretty badass in the strobe light. Though I will say that part was cool.
It looks cool.
And then she like puts her hand on the TV, or she's about to put her hand on the TV, and a spooky ghost hand pops out, and then it like shoots the whoop and fires its laser against the bedroom wall. And then the house shakes and everyone wakes up, and Carol Ann turns around and she's like, "They're here."
The
And movie
peeping
gets its-
Tom ghosts.
Yeah, the movie gets its tagline. And then we
Super
just
famous
cut.
line.
Yeah, we just cut right to Tweety's coffin getting bulldozed right out of the ground.
Yeah.
I didn't
it's-
even notice that.
It's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
it's just
Oh, yeah.
symbolic for,
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, it is kind of foreshadowing the end of this movie.
So now,
Which is, sorry, just another obnoxious IMDb trivia fact that I came across. Was someone was like when Steve goes up to the hill and you see the cemetery there, the tree in it is much like the tree outside his house, foreshadowing what happened there. I'm like, that's the scene they fucking explain what happened,
Yeah.
you dumbass. Anyway,
so the
directing.
the construction workers are already at work before breakfast time.
Oh yeah, they're at
And
work.
they're
already.
yeah.
Gotta put that swimming pool in.
They got a long day of doing nothing ahead of them.
They just climbed down from Dana's bedroom.
Yeah.
Long
So
day of
now,
trying to bang a 16-year-old.
yeah, the kids are just fucking yelling shit at each other, throwing Cheerios
Dude,
around.
this breakfast is just, it's chaos. Like,
yeah,
I
we're feeding
couldn't,
waffles to the dog.
I couldn't live.
What?
I couldn't live on this block with these people. Like,
That's probably what it's like to have 3 kids.
Rob would be in the other room
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I couldn't live with it either, but
And so now like Carol Ann's telling mom about the TV people, and mom's like, wait a minute. But then they're going back to like calling each other barf bags and
Doggy
bags
bag.
or doggy bag. That's what it was. That
dog
was-
dick,
yeah, rat dick.
skunk cunt.
So obnoxious.
Motherfuckers.
You're so obnoxious. Oh my
Freaking
God.
Carol Ann's like, people like you are the reason God doesn't talk to us anymore.
Yeah. Then the slurs come out.
So mom's like, all of you get out of here. But there's like a glass breaks, and friggin' Robbie notices his spoon and his fork are bent. He's just like, I don't want to get blamed for this shit. I don't care how that happened. I'm just I'm not going down for it. And then Dana, the older daughter, goes off to school, and she's in her typical school uniform. And it's 1982, so I guess just outright,
No.
catcalling the woman right in front of their mom.
But not
who's-
woman, child.
Yeah, child.
Like,
yeah,
she's obviously a child.
yeah.
She's 16.
One guy.
No,
Age of consent in
okay, John,
1982.
all right, okay. But there is a difference between when you, Gross John, are out doing something and see someone, and the people that work for your dad,
Yeah. One of them.
who possibly were there when you were born.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the company store. You just got to keep it in the family.
So
what? How did?
one of them is just like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And the others are like catcalling her. She does this weird wind up to give him a finger and leaves.
I could totally
It's
understand if they
pageantry.
set it up like,
Rob,
I don't know, this is even less creepy or not, but like, if it was like just like a little fun thing they did to like boost her confidence or whatever.
Yeah.
She was like
No.
in on the
Nope.
joke. No, I'm not
He's-
saying that's what happened. I'm saying it would be better if they
That
set
would've
it
been
up
better.
like that.
no, two things. One, as I recall, by the end of this movie, you were giving her the eye as well
Yeah, do you know why?
because you knew her age.
Right, her real age.
They don't care, but they just see her. They know. I'm not saying that's okay, but that's what happened. They saw this.
It was 1982.
Lady?
Things were a little different back then.
Well,
Okay.
that's not really the
They
thing.
weren't that-
They saw her, and they weren't thinking like, oh, she's definitely 16. They were thinking like, yeah, whatever, it's a girl. I think what would have made it better is if they maybe chose construction guys that didn't look like they were in their 50s.
I don't know.
No, there's no.
We'll get back to these construction guys.
Just don't make no sense.
Do we have to?
As far as I can tell,
Not for long.
Robbie just gets edited out of the scene right now. He just fucking disappears. Because Carol Ann's still around.
Well, he
But
went to school. She's
He
not in
did,
school
but
yet.
yeah, we never see him leave or anything. He's just gone.
Caroline's like, I'm
But-
too cute and precious to learn.
So now mom is like, I'm gonna push in all these chairs. These fucking kids, I told them pushing their chairs when they're done. And then the dog's like, yo, there's ghosts in the house. Like, just looking at the bedroom wall. I'm gonna go bring one of them my toys, see if it'll play with me, because none of you will give me any fucking attention.
Which is weird because then you're like, okay, so is it like a friendly?
Well, dog doesn't know if it's friend or not.
Yeah, it's Casper.
Dogs are supposed to know
Yeah.
things.
They just know that it's a ghost. It's
Well,
got to
but-
bring them
and
the
there were-
toy as the
And
test.
there were multiple ghosts in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going
Some
to
of them
say
were good.
some of them were friendly.
Some of them
Yeah.
not.
That's true. If the dog sees the unfriendly ghost is just going to be like, blah, 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 and the dog's going to freak out.
Well, or just sit there and smile at it with a stupid grin
Yeah,
on its
either-
face.
Yeah, the basic thing is there's like 50 spirits here.
No, I know.
Most of them are just whatever, but there's one dude that's like, I'm the chief asshole.
Well,
Right,
it's,
but
it's not
it's-
just a dude, but we'll get
Well,
back to that.
Well, it's a
well,
dude
I say
pretending-
dude because in the
it's-
second
he's-
movie it kind of
It
gets
is a
into
dude.
Well,
Yeah, it's that old guy, right?
yeah,
So,
That old
the
Southern
pastor or
gentleman.
whatever. Yeah,
so now, like, mom comes back downstairs, and this motherfucking construction worker, he's like, not only did I just harass your daughter, but you left the window open, so I'm eating with the scraps of breakfast. Just
drinking your breakfast wine.
Just
Eating
like
your food,
an
drinking your
animal,
coffee.
just poking his head in there. Like
He's like
it's like a squirrel
raccoon.
gun. Yeah.
I might even take it a step further because I'm not sure the window was open prior.
yeah,
I think he might have
just
done
opened
that.
it.
He may have
Yeah,
opened it.
good point.
He's
So-
got the tools. He's
Yeah.
got the need.
And they're not going to hit on the mom?
They probably
Yeah,
already
really,
did.
like, I mean, at that point, you might as well bat the cycle with all the other shit you've pulled off.
I don't know. Like it's
I mean, he does compliment her cooking.
Yeah,
you know.
That's not the same as
also,
complimenting
like-
cookies.
But like if you were getting paid by her husband, so you might want to leave that alone.
All right.
Oh, this
So-
is totally
But,
going to get
but
so
yeah,
by
harass
her
the
No, I'm not
daughter
saying
of
it's
the-
okay. I'm not saying it's okay, but it
Father, fine.
You know,
husband,
Yeah.
awful. Okay.
So
one of them's taken. That's the difference.
And the other one's 16. Yeah, got it.
I'm
So
not
one of them
defending
is-
this guy. Come on.
One of them is taken. One hasn't been taken yet.
Okay.
Is
We
that
don't
what
know
you're
that.
saying?
yeah, no, that remains.
We don't know that.
Every few weeks, you make us closer and closer to the game or the podcast. You made it weird.
So
It's not a
I haven't
compliment.
done that
Yeah.
yet.
yeah.
It's not a
It's,
compliment.
it's all weird, Tony.
So obvious fat chat foul. Red card. Get off the premises. Get out of my
For
dream.
Oh
construction
yeah,
work?
for that guy. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, but I mean, there's probably going to be like legitimate legal action would be
Yeah.
sanctioned against these people if this continued for much longer. If
Now-
the ghosts hadn't got involved.
Now, if he had like knocked on the window and
Mm.
offered to
Oh, yeah.
eat the rest of their breakfast scraps,
Mm-hmm.
that would have been a Fat Chat award.
Yeah.
Now, what if, say, she just opened the window, went, "Oh boys," and just dumped the scraps on the ground, like right on like the patio.
He just came
And
over
they
like
came
Winnie the
over
Pooh and
started
just
eating
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah,
What?
that's fine.
How judgy would we be?
Like
Not
a
at all.
fucking
Not at all.
trough.
I mean,
Yeah.
they literally just got done hitting on a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Like I
Honestly,
can't.
Yeah.
If it was those waffles, that's pretty much dog food anyway. Those things were rock
Yeah,
hard, so
apparently.
you could eat them right off the ground.
But I think yeah. Also, as Rob kind of pointed out, they've reached their sleazy quota. So like yeah, eating food off the floor is not
Yeah,
the thing.
it's
Yeah.
like whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
You hit on a 16-year-old.
they just are animals at this
Yeah.
point.
Either way, now she turns around after dealing with that, and like the chairs.
Doesn't close the window. Just drops the blind.
Just drops the blinds on him. Yeah, she's like, I might as well let him finish. He's cleaning the plate. So, that's Lesta has to go down the garbage disposal. So she turns around. The chairs around the table have all been pushed out nice and evenly, and like really far. So she's looking at that like, huh? And then Carol Ann comes up and grabs her, and so she's like, bah! Then like, you know. Carol Ann's like looking at the TV. Mom goes to put something. Well, Mom pushes all the chairs in, goes to put something in a cabinet, and looks back. And now all the chairs are doing this like fucking balancing act on the table. That's it. I'm done. I'm going out that window that the construction worker is currently eating breakfast scraps through, and I'm not coming back in that house.
Yeah,
That's a wrap.
that's the point where I would have been
Yeah.
like, nope, we're going to the Holiday Inn now.
No.
We got to go find us a midget.
At least until my spouse comes home and there's somebody there to witness if I'm going crazy or not.
Yeah. And
So I was watching that and I'm like, that happened very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
I would love to have seen...
supernaturally, you might
Well,
say.
yes, but I would have loved to have seen how that happened because
No, you wouldn't.
it. Oh, yes, I would.
No.
It would have happened not only very quickly, but with zero sound.
So
Super precise.
5 grips that were not mic'd ran in and grabbed each
No,
one of
no,
those
no.
chairs.
I'm saying
and then
in,
one
in
grip
universe.
with a pile
No,
of chairs.
Yeah, I know that.
Or it's
I'm
actually
thinking
cut
in
and they
universe.
just really
Like
good
if
at
that
it.
was an actual event
Yep.
and you were able to see that. Think about how precisely those things would have had to have come together and quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's pretty cool.
That goes spent all night practicing.
But
chair
there's
Yeah,
a
I mean, I
remake.
would have given them points for that.
So there's a remake of this movie that came out in 2015. I bet you anything, you probably get to watch those chairs get stacked
yeah.
in that movie. And it's probably awful.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't pronounce it Poltergeist. Anyway,
All right.
so
Is that a thing?
no, I'm just like the way they would fuck it up.
They always find a way. Don't you worry.
Yeah, so now we cut to a different kitchen as Steve Freeman here is showing off this home to
Buy my shit.
some new people in
Buy
Phase 3. He was part of Phase 1 in the 70s. So
Well,
now,
this is phase 4.
Yeah, it's phase 4.
yeah,
It's where it all goes downhill. It's like,
indeed, yeah. Actually,
this house
phase
is
4, yeah.
Shang-Chi.
It's where we get into the multiverse
Oh,
and the
God.
time traveling.
It's
and
the bullshit. Like,
So, now he comes home.
here's America Chavez. She has powers, except when she doesn't.
Yeah. He comes home. His wife's freaking out.
She's afraid of bees.
And he's like, I'm not going to let go of this garbage can.
No.
That has to come in.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm clearly in distress.
It's his favorite one.
No,
Also-
she's excited. She's not in
Yeah,
distress. She's
well, but
she's thrilled
enthusiastic.
about this.
Strong emotional events are happening. And he's like, no, I got to get this trash can. But then they go in the kitchen and she has made a whole diagram.
Mhm.
And
She is lit up,
yep.
probably.
I mean, that's probably how she coped. with
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
but
It's probably how she just accepted it immediately.
this kitchen.
And why she's immediately throwing her daughter at the
yeah.
wall.
So this
It's
kitchen
like,
has
holy shit.
chair
Well, she didn't throw her
telekinesis.
daughter at the wall.
You make the chair rock, then the chair scoots across the floor. And she's like, go over to the other end there. I'm going to throw your daughter at you using this newfound power.
Let me put the most precious thing we both
Yeah.
imagine in our lives on this floor here where something is
What do you
just.
mean the most precious? She's got 3 or so.
But this is her
Her
youngest.
youngest.
Well,
She
yeah.
was born in the house.
Easily the cutest.
Well, yeah,
you just
but
want to squeeze her little cheeks.
she's a veteran at this point
Also-
with the childbearing. So, you know,
It-
she could
Yeah,
just
the
it doesn't
construction
come up.
workers are probably want to squeeze her cheeks too.
It
So-
weirdly never
And
comes.
that
Well,
tree,
not weirdly, but
that tree definitely.
it does not come up at all in the actual movie, but in the initials, like the book or whatever.
There's a book to this?
Yeah.
Huh.
The oldest daughter is actually not hers.
What?
Interesting.
They just it was a
Different woman.
Yeah.
Wait, was
He
the
was previously
oldest
married.
daughter one of the
Take-
construction workers?
just take a waffle, leave a waffle
That
day.
would be so much worse.
Yeah, I know, but
So-
like, you know,
No. Craig T. Nelson had a previous marriage. That's his daughter.
okay, all right.
Oh, but because that would be stupid and pointless for the movie,
Yeah.
they left it out.
Well,
a
yeah,
good
just
call.
you gotta cut something.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why they
So-
were hitting on
Also,
her.
why she's almost like not like why is she there? Like she has a whole side movie and she just occasionally dips in here.
Mhm.
It's weird.
So
But anyway,
either way, Craig Nelson's face is great here. He's just like,
Really good acting.
I have a telekinetic kitchen. My wife's gone nuts. I just caught my daughter as she went flying across the room for no reason. Wow.
and she is bored now by the chair
Yeah.
flying
Yeah.
across the room.
Yeah, she's like, can we get pepperoni pizza?
Yeah, no,
He's
this
like
this is a
fucking
great
pepperoni
example
pizza.
of good acting.
Yeah, it
like
was a
really
good
well
face.
done.
He said, "Good thing I took my give a fuck this morning."
Then both of them fucking get tore up to go visit the neighbors. Like
Hell yeah.
yeah, they're like, all right, give me the roach. Then they like knock on the neighbor's door. The guy that was like changing it to Mr. Rogers. It's like, did you see it? Did
Holy
you see a ghost?
Holy shit, man!
Anything
Fucking
weird?
our
Mosquitoes?
kitchen can throw you across the room,
Mosquitoes,
motherfucker.
man.
He's like, get the fuck off my lawn.
But dude, you put a cracker in it, like alphabetizes it.
This
Fucking,
is.
it's like fucking amazing.
I mean, it kind of started before this, and I don't know if that the weed scene is to give you an idea of where it's kind of coming from. But yeah, they have some weird ass reactions out this
Like,
whole movie, and
I
I'm
know
not
what-
sure what it's supposed to be.
I know what they're going for, of just like they're just trying not to look like weirdos saying this, but it just comes off looking like they're fucking.
Oh,
hot.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, but there's like numerous like later on there are points where it's like I'm so happy but I'm laughing but I'm
Yeah.
losing my mind, like it's just I'm sure it is supposed to be like a they're all stressed out, but it's just fucking weird to watch.
bro, you gotta come over. It's like watching Fantasia. We'll get your dick
Yeah,
sucked.
he's like, I'm just slamming this door in your face.
Yeah.
All right, and now, so the mosquitoes bit the shit out of him while he was on the porch for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's
so
a
he's
plot point apparently.
Calamine lotioning up. The poltergeist, he's like, if he leaves the property, mosquitoes.
Well, I think
So-
it's supposed to show they are essentially like being
Well, it
fucked with.
was supposed to set up like a plot point later where they use calamine lotion to splash on the ghosts so they can see them.
They would have gotten away with it
The
too.
ghost's
if it
like,
wasn't
well,
for...
I was just mad because of all the
Caroline.
bug bites.
Yeah.
But thanks, just rub that on me. We're good. Anyway, so I was like, this movie's developing pretty slowly, but like I'm okay with the build, but it's it's a slow burn. We're building up suspense. shit escalates real fast.
Yeah,
here.
I was
Pretty soon
about
we're-
to question
pretty soon we're,
that
like,
because
at the
I
end
was
of the
like,
movie, and you're just like, what?
Yeah, because Robbie's lying in bed, and I'm like, all right, the tree's gonna do something a little spookier. Because I remember at some point it comes through the window and snatches him.
He's leaving tooth marks in the ceiling.
Yeah, but like I didn't think it was gonna be, just immediate like that. He's like, he sees the tree and he starts like trying to count the seconds, and the tree's just like, gotcha, bitch, and just snatches in there.
Saruman, you should have known better.
Yeah, just took him, and then like the closet's starting to glow. They're running outside to like get Robbie back from the tree. There's a fucking tornado out there.
It's a quote unquote tornado.
It's
It's a cartoon tornado.
It's a night NATO. it's as black as the questionable Fanta.
It's a Fantanado.
It's a Tasmanian devil of sorts.
Yeah. They're saying, Carol Ann, head to the light, and the closet just like a vacuum opens up in there, like so it just depressurizes and everything's getting pulled in.
Sucks and everything.
And like now they're trying to like get Robbie out of the tree. Craig Nelson's trying to climb up there. Everyone's screaming.
The tree is eating him.
Tree's eating him.
yeah.
Starting to swallow him. Then just all of a sudden it's like they're on the ground. There's Robbie. There's a tornado. Tree's gone. It just like flies up.
Just left a pair of plus-size pants floating in the wind.
And you're like, what the fuck just happened? Like, thanks,
The
tornado.
tree
I
also
guess?
tries to to grab Robbie one last time.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, with a vine. And they're like, all right, well, I guess we're okay. Let's go get Carol Ann. They go in the room. There's a robot laughing at them. There's everything in the room is just suddenly in the closet.
Because this is the thing. The robot's laughing at him for a good reason. Because
It's J.J. Abrams' bad robot.
yes.
Oh, God.
But also, Robbie got snatched by a tree.
Yep.
The tree started to eat him. When he got taken out of that, the tree was like, I got vines. I'm going to drag your ass with me anyway. But he gets pulled away from that just in the nick of time when they were like, final escape plan. I've got his leg. Tornado's going to take me away. We're going to, fuck Robbie. He's gone. But when he gets back inside, he also finds out it's just because they didn't want him to go along, apparently.
Yeah.
It's just like,
They want Carol Ann.
yeah, Carol Ann's we're gonna suck her into the closet. How do we get Robbie out of this?
She has some crazy grip strength.
Oh, yeah. No, the bed failed before her.
Yep.
That was a metal frame. Now, I do have to say,
Yep.
Reese's peanut butter pumpkins are amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're good. So they excavate the closet, and then there's like
With a front loader.
there's a dead girl under a blanket. Oh no, it's just that fucking clown. And they're like, oh, okay, that's good. She's somewhere else then. So let's go run around the house. And
She's dead somewhere
they're
else
like,
in the house.
maybe she's in the swimming pool because we've been worried about her falling in that. So Craig T. Nelson just launches himself in there, splashes around.
Diving time.
Not in
Which
there.
is not an actual swimming pool. It is
just a
just
hole.
the dirt hole
a
that
hole.
they dug
Yeah.
with the backhoe.
I
So
would-
he's like
He goes in with a full leg drop too.
Yeah.
Like
into like 3 feet of mud.
Well, if she's in there, she's getting the 3 count.
Well, she won't struggle if she's
But
unconscious.
also, like, they mentioned multiple times about, like, oh, she might fall in and drown, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, so just throw a tarp.
Yeah,
Throw a tarp on it.
wouldn't they just put like chicken wire and sticks around
you
it?
would
and
imagine,
everything?
you would
would be the
imagine
smart.
like, by law, they would have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was
Maybe
a law
not enough kids died yet.
Yeah,
but-
no,
in 82, but
yeah,
yeah.
fuck
It
no.
was
You have to-
because of this event that it became
Yeah.
one.
You
we
have
still weren't using seatbelts in '82. Are you kidding me?
you have to have a fence around your property if you have a swimming pool for liability reasons.
So
Also for decency. It has to be a certain height and opacity.
No, but I'm speaking simply for, like,
I remember that
construction,
coming up
like,
when a
regulations
friend of
and
mine was
stuff.
having a
OSHA.
swimming pool put in. It had to be a certain height. Couldn't
Those
have
guys?
too many
You think
gaps in
those
it
guys are following any
because
kinds of
they
rules?
Considered it a
Well, I mean-
distraction.
they don't even recognize like
For anybody
internal
driving
boundaries. Like they
True. But if it's like a big, if it's like a big business that like, housing, whatever business, you'd think that they would probably have to be following the laws because they'd probably get a lot of visits.
the tornado took it.
He did say before they have a very liberal construction policy.
Yeah. These were some random shitheads he hired. And also, I don't know everything that's going on, but like, I imagine this was a situation of we just got started and now our daughter's going in a closet. So like,
No, I get you. But
yeah, whatever.
also, that's not what he meant when he said we have a liberal construction policy.
Mm,
He
very,
just meant you could modify your house.
Fair. Yeah.
But whatever.
and the construction workers.
I mean, it take 5.
are
And the
animals.
construction workers are pedophiles. Yeah, I get it.
So, all right.
It all it's it's a multiverse.
So Robbie sees the
Phase
TV,
4.
starts freaking out, screaming for his mom. Mom comes in, figures out Carol Ann's in the TV, and they're like, "Cool." Next morning,
Yeah, cool.
yeah,
All right.
we know where she is. She ain't.
There's nothing we can do about it.
It's like,
I'm sure she's safe in the TV.
Just make sure
Yeah.
the neighbor doesn't change the channel, and she'll be fine until morning. We'll figure
I'm
it
just
out
glad
then.
Craig D. or Steve here didn't take a sledgehammer to the TV to try to get her out of it. So
Honey, good news. I found her daughter.
yeah.
Bad news. She's on channel 4.
So the files are in the TV.
So
They're in the TV. I need to open the TV to get the files out.
now he goes the next day. He's just like, I'm going to go to some university and talk to these people. Could you fucking introduce them? Maybe.
If I remember correctly, the door in the office said something like, it was superstitions, parapsychology, and the occult, or something like that.
Backwards.
Yeah, backwards, but like.
Could you at least have shown us that door and a name for like a second before we went in there?
I mean,
I didn't know any of these people's names till like I never knew Eyeglass's name till they were saying like he's not coming back.
How
well,
much
does
do you
it
need?
matter?
Yeah.
My first thought was that they went to the precinct, and I'm like, you know what happened. Maybe you're not accepting what happened, but
Yeah.
you know what happened. Then I was just like, did they go to court? Like, are they going to sue Comcast? Like, what? And then it's worse.
It's funny because I know someone's called Comcast at some time and has been like, your TV ate my child. I would like to return the equipment.
Spoiler: it wasn't a roach that
Yeah.
person was on.
So anyway, so the parapsychologist is like, all right, I'll come see this. The guy that's like the sound guy, Ryan, he's like, I watched, caught it time lapse 7 hours. I saw a toy car move 7 feet across a linoleum floor.
7 hours to do what?
Yeah, to record it. It took 7 hours to make the journey.
Oh,
The
you poor child.
Imperceptible to the naked eye.
Yeah,
Ow.
and like
It moved.
Craig
7
T.
feet.
Nelson's
That was
face again is perfect because he's just like, oh, I don't think I brought the right people.
Yes.
He opens up.
It's pretty much my default face at work.
Yeah.
What is also kind of the like more realistic, like, oh, we caught this amazing thing of ghost footage where the car is moving on its own. It's very small, but like that's
Yeah.
amazing. And he's like,
Okay.
oh, yeah, hold my beer.
So he opens up the
We have a
door
portal
Hold
to hell.
my absence.
to their bedroom, and it's just a telekinetic tornado of silliness. It is special effects.
Yeah.
I mean, for 1982, this is not bad.
It's like
But-
something out of
No.
Beetlejuice almost, because like it's just it's nonsense and not mayhem, but like just pandemonium.
Yeah, like there's like a compass stabbing at him, then it's playing records, like Hulk rides by, like yeehaw.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
There's a
Yeah.
freaking lamp that screws itself.
yeah, yep.
And then the bulb goes on because it
Yeah,
put
turned
a
itself on.
lampshade on. Apparently.
Uh-huh.
Now in 1982, this probably blew people's minds because you never saw shit do that. But like
Probably.
I mean,
in 2023, it's
it looks pretty bad.
yeah.
yeah, I do question if they would have been better off just hanging shit from wires and spinning it around. But
So now they set up their equipment. They got cameras, they got microphones, they got turntables, and
Video cameras.
they got
so he,
yep.
Cheetos.
Glad someone did. They got the Cheetos, yeah, and sorry, I'm just thinking about something I have to talk about later.
Wow.
But so now Mom's like, we find out Mom's name is Diane. She's like, if I talk to the TV, I can talk to Carol Ann. And so now they're hearing Carol Ann. And, the guy with the glasses here, he's like looking
The
behind
nostalgia
the
critic
TV.
is there?
Yeah. Yeah, nostalgia critic. He's looking like behind the TV to see how they're
Smelly
like
asshole.
faking this. Like, and he's looking for ways that this could be faked. And it's like, how the fuck did we do the tornado?
Well, I both want to slap him, but at the same time, I kind of want to give him a lot of credit because
Yeah.
he's like, I just want to,
Yes,
like
you
make
absolutely
sure
should.
there's no way this could be faked that I can
Yeah.
find. Because then people can't say, like, what if they were doing this? Because I
Yep.
can say that they certainly weren't.
Yeah,
It's a
and at
proper
this point,
investigation.
he's probably like, my sanity is starting to fray. I
That
want
could
to
be
find
too.
out how they're fucking with me.
But yeah, not only, like you said, how did they do the tornado,
Mm-hmm.
but at this point he's like, it could just be a two-way radio. I'm going to check the house. And as he's walking by, a portal opens in the ceiling and
Yeah.
starts vomiting up, like, knickknacks and shit.
Yeah.
and
Dusty
jewelry.
knickknacks.
So that's it. Like, so Carol Ann's talking about, going to the light. The doctor is like, no, don't go to the light. And they're like, give him the stick. And then, Mom's like, Carol Ann ran through me. I could smell her. And the ceiling's just like, like watches and
Mom goes on this 5
Jewelry
minute
and-
smell my fingers rant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's a little weird.
And you're just like, okay, why? What?
Don't know. But now,
Yeah.
so the problem now is that I'm just picturing the nostalgia critic as the two.
You're fine.
No, it's
Although
not.
for me, he looks
They're
like
doing so many unfunny skits that go on way too long.
Yeah.
he
So-
looks like Cillian Murphy to me.
Mhm.
But my favorite part of all this is she's like, my sweater, it smells like her. It smells like her. And she's like putting it in her husband's face. And then she's like, yeah, she shoves it in the doctor's face. It's like, I
don't know
never,
you-
I don't know her. Like, I don't, but
Yes.
Your daughter smells like a television
Okay.
as far as I can tell.
She's too afraid to tell them.
Yeah.
smells. Did somebody fart?
That's not me.
No.
No.
That does smell bad, though. I smell
Something-
what you're
it
smelling.
smells like rotten Swedish meatballs.
Maybe they're microwaving something.
you
Okay.
belched recently, right?
No.
No?
So,
All right.
I
Well,
do
I've
love
got
the
either
scene
way,
after
I got plenty
this
coming.
where
You
they're
hear-
at the table.
well, we're almost there.
Okay.
But you hear there's some other spooky ghosts stomping around, and he just like fuss-rodas everyone in the room, and like, everyone falls over. And then like the guy with the glasses ran up to the TV room. We'll say, no, it's
All
just.
right.
I'm picturing him as Cillian Murphy dressed as Clark Kent.
Yes.
Yeah, like Cillian Murphy as Superman, which I want that to happen.
That is absolutely what he looks like.
But anyway, he's like, I just tried to run up to the room and something bit me. It was like a ghost shark. Look at these giant
was
teeth
a
marks
gark.
all around him.
The kid's like, "Oh, you got bit," and he shows it to him. He's like,
Yeah.
"Whoa!"
Yeah.
He's like, "I need to show that I'm still capable of emotion to show that I'm alive and functional."
Yeah, and Dana's like, yeah, I'm going to my friend's house. I'm going to skip a large portion of this movie.
Yeah.
Also, this place is fucked. So it makes sense. It's what I would do.
But again, it's for me the bigger thing is not
Yeah.
so much
Why
that
are you
she
here?
misses it. It's why does she keep coming back to be like, oh yeah, guys, you remember I'm still alive? All right, I'll see you later.
Tell you what,
see you another 20 minutes.
I'll call in tomorrow. You tell me if she's back.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
like
we're
hey,
good.
Hey
Well,
guys,
every
just-
time she comes back, she gets incentivized to go away.
but why come back? She's like, she pops
Her
in.
father
She's
lives
like,
there.
oh, this seems awful and traumatic. I'm gonna cry. All right, let me go to my boyfriend's or a motel or whatever.
So we just cut ahead to like everyone's trying to sleep now, except everyone's up, and everyone comes over and starts whispering.
Well, there's that scene with the table where they're sitting at the table,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, it'll be very difficult to determine whether your house is haunted. And her hands are like freaking trembling.
yeah.
And as soon as
Or if
she
it's a
says that, a
poltergeist.
freaking carafe just slides across the table, and she's like, "What I mean to say."
Yeah.
Anyway, I just
I
like
also like that part because like Craig T. Nelson is looking more and more like Beetlejuice. He's already a complete wreck with big bags under his eyes, but his wife seems fine.
that. Oh yeah.
Like, I just
Well,
Yeah,
'cause
I haven't
her
slept in
daughter
18
just
days.
moved in or
Yeah.
moved
Yeah.
through her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, as
She got that belly
the
tingle.
husband, you got to sacrifice and say, "Here, wife, you get all the weed."
Oh, that could be.
'Cause the one thing I don't need to be dealing with right now is you freaking out, in addition to everybody else. So now the science, in quotes, team here is theorizing about the ceiling is like this thing's ass. So there's got to be a mouth somewhere.
Effectively,
that's
that
a big
is.
assumption there, champ.
Yeah.
It could be an all-purpose hole.
That's
They
right.
go through this whole
Oh,
thing
sure.
of like, well, the TV, when it's tuned to like static, it could be receiving signals from like anywhere, like a CB radio or outer space. And that's when you were saying at the beginning, I was like, maybe that was a tie-in. It would have been a really ugly tie-in. But then they're like, talking about inner space. Didn't get brought up at all before. What they mean by that never gets brought up again.
Doesn't matter. It's not the
Yeah.
thing.
It's an inner tube.
So,
Or unless this is inner space, I don't know. Whatever.
all right. So, now the doctor here is telling Robbie about the light and spirits that get lost and all that, but they're whispering and just like, I don't care.
You know what this sooner reminded me of?
What's that?
When they ask Charlie from the chocolate factory, tell him about stuff, and he looks like he's just in a far off land, and he's talking about something. It's just kind of looking around. This is the tale. It's a wonderful thing.
Speaking of Oompa Loompas, we got to get back on track.
Yeah.
Man.
So, all right. This next scene. Oh my goodness. So, now everyone's asleep except for the sound guy, who I found out later his name is Ryan, and Glasses Man, who I still don't know.
Chrome windows.
Windows. And freaking
Vista.
Windows Vista over here killed all the Cheetos.
Yeah.
And he's still got the munchies.
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
like, I'm gonna go get something to eat. And like he's like, it's like 4 a.m. I'm gonna cook a fucking steak.
Yeah.
Eat a
A
chicken
whole
leg.
goddamn
Well, I
steak.
kick a whole goddamn steak.
He has the munchies.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the weed has been liberally distributed, but like
Again, are we to assume that?
I think the ghost is actually just like, what the fuck are you doing? I gotta put you in check. Why are you cooking a steak now?
That was a $30 steak, dude.
That is their food.
Yeah.
Yep.
You are the hell.
He is committing a fat chat foul.
Oh,
after
yeah.
fa- That's
Yeah.
why the house had to reclaim itself.
Also, like, it was a multiple compound fat chat foul because, first of all, it was just a whole steak sitting in the fridge, not covered, not apparently on a plate.
Well,
He
maybe
just
it
takes-
was. He just
He just grabs the whole steak and then he puts
Again,
it
it's
directly on the
1982.
counter.
There's different rules. I'm old enough to
Oh
remember.
man, that explains so much about my mental chemistry.
when you were 4.
When I was 4.
Cooking
All right.
steaks.
And just making steaks at 4 a.m.
At 4 a.m.
ripping your own face off. So,
Daddy, time for steak.
the ghost is like, what the fuck are you doing? So this steak starts just erupting, like multiple layers or just like orifices are popping out of it.
Terstaken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like-
there's
There's,
steak.
there's
It's like
chicken thighs
thing.
coming to that
then,
steak.
like Kiefer Sutherland pops out and he's like, "You're eating maggots, Glasses," and he like spits the chicken leg out and there's maggots everywhere. And he's like, "Oh God, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go vomit in the sink here."
That's right. It's another year without the Lost Boys. Suck it, listeners.
So we'll do it sometime. It's on the list.
I'm pretty sure we tease it or mention it
I mean,
every
it might be
Halloween.
my 20 if I
Yeah, that's a
roll.
good 20.
Yeah.
No, we should
So-
save that for Halloween.
Either way,
I'm
fucking.
gonna get rice on that.
Oh, he's barfing maggots. He's in the bathroom by the sink. The light. He sees the light, and then he looks up and he's like,
Oh,
"Somebody,
and rice.
Somebody replaced my head with a
Yeah.
puppet.
somebody
Not
covered
Anne
my face with all of this extra makeup. I'll just start ripping it off."
Okay, yeah.
I don't think that was even his face. I think that was just
That was-
like a prosthetic
oh, yeah.
head. Like,
No, it starts in his makeup and then
Right.
quickly becomes
Yeah.
just
Oh,
a dummy
The
head.
kids on set made a cute little paper mache head.
Now,
for
in
me.
1982,
Might as well
this
put
was
it
pretty
on.
terrifying.
Oh,
It-
yeah.
Okay, as a child in
Oh, yeah.
1982, it
Yeah.
was terrifying.
Very terrifying.
I'm sure as an adult or anything else.
This scene stuck with me for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
As a child, if you're younger and you're watching this, it'll freak you the hell out. if you're older in the 80s and watching this, you'll still think, well, that's crazy and creepy and maybe a little scary. Now, yeah, you're like, that guy clearly shoved his head into his shirt and put a, this fake dummy head on top.
People in the 80s were able to identify a clay head.
Oh, yeah, but it was still, like, cool, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
It's the same way we look at CGI now that we will think looks like shit in a couple of years.
So
I do like in this scene though that they keep cutting to like blood in water in the sink.
Yeah.
That I think is the single element that makes this more like
and I
absorbable.
think the chunks that came out of the
Yeah,
steak.
don't forget
Yeah.
giblets.
that's important to note that like while the effects are kind of failing this film, the way the scenes are framed and
Right.
shot and
yeah.
set up, they're doing the best they can with what they
absolutely.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Throw
the
some
effects aren't even
celery in
really
there.
failing because, like, I think especially once he started getting down to the skull, the head didn't look too bad, except the fact that he's obviously just got like his head tucked in underneath. But like it's
That's
well
a very
made.
hairy chest you have there.
Yeah, it's a well made, piece, whatever you want to call it, prop.
Bottom line, if a family has invited you into their home and put their trust in you to help save their daughter,
Don't put
who
raw
was in the
steak on the counter.
television,
Don't tear your face off.
at 4 a.m, it's not time to cook their steak and leave it on the counter while doing so. He got what he deserved. So
Wow. He was like, steak. Steak is for mourners. Their child is alive.
So now,
Well, he's stuck there. He's probably overnight. He hasn't eaten in a while,
So
and
safe.
he got bitten by fucking something, a closet.
and just a severe contact high.
Just saying,
Maybe that's the thing. He got rabies and he was just like, I need meat.
could be too.
Well, then he wouldn't be in the sink.
Oh, you see, you're like, oh,
He would have been picking each one of those maggots off the floor.
But that could also be why he was like, oh, water, tear my face off. I don't know.
Water tear my face off.
Wasn't it? If you have rabies,
It's a really
aren't you
bad
afraid of
Indian
water?
name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Guy
I
just
saw
said he did
water.
your
I
face.
just- yeah,
Water
freaked me out so much I tore my face off. I don't know.
All right, so
I got water on my face.
now we see like the little like line reader like EKG thing is starting to go nuts, and you know
camera
the
moves.
the sound guy is just friggin' listening to music and doodling. The camera's like, "Yo, you can do your job. All right, I'll do it for you," and starts like pointing its way up the stairs. There's lights. There's smoke.
I just want to be
Yeah,
seen.
I don't know what detection they had, but for that kind of a department in a university at that time to have a servo
Yep,
on a camera
it's
like
pretty
that,
impressive.
like I don't know where they got their funding, but it sure as hell wasn't from the university.
I feel safe in saying that it wasn't like if you're thinking it was a motion detection, I don't think that was.
I don't think it was a motion detection, but even
but
just
yeah,
having
just
that
having a
servo,
servo, that's
like,
right, yeah.
Motorized mount on the camera.
Yeah, even if the dude was controlling
Yeah.
it himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
but
yeah.
it had like some kind of detection and was like, that's where I should go. Like,
So Cillian Murphy looking Clark Kent guy here was just he recovered pretty well from tearing his own face off. And he comes out and he's freaking out. He alerts the sound guy. You know, they're both freaking out. And the whole family comes over and you see a pretty impressive ghostly thing here is going down the stairs.
an apparition.
Yeah, it's like a Raiders of the Lost Ark quality ghost.
Yeah.
Lars Dork.
Lars Stork. And
Magic.
yeah, so it comes by, it does its thing, and then it just gets sucked into the ceiling. And
This whole thing is very Ghostbusters-esque, but yeah, I don't understand the ending.
so
You mean Ghostbusters is very this-esque.
Oh yeah, fine, whatever.
So, they're like, all right, we got to watch that again. They go back and watch the footage, and you can see there's a whole lot of ghosts in this.
They're all wearing
this thing here.
hats.
Yeah, a whole bunch of ghost hats. It's a
the same hat.
Whole parade.
All the
And
same pants.
All the same.
And here's
ghosts.
my favorite part of the movie because I like the
deal.
way this was edited was very different from what they're trying to imply.
Mm.
It just looks like Robbie was just like, nope, I'm done with this family.
Yep.
Just packed his suitcase,
right,
called the
I'm
cab,
leaving.
and it's just riding off into the sunset. I love like this 7-year-old's like, nope, we're done here.
Yeah, just shows him with the bag. He's carting a suitcase.
I'm taking my dog with me.
Yeah, like he's leaving. It's like when the dad leaves the son. You see in the movies, it's just that in reverse. And the parents are like, okay.
Yeah,
Just call us.
Called his
yeah,
own
it is
cab,
more.
got
it
his
is
own pizza.
even more like that because Robbie is getting in the cab on his own. The parents are standing back at the house still,
Yeah.
and she's just like, "Call us." Oh.
Call me maybe.
He's wearing like a brown windbreaker and slacks. So he looks like an old disheveled adult.
Yep.
Just getting into this car.
Takes the dog. It's like, I'll be at my therapist.
Yeah.
I'll send someone for my stuff.
There's no like
Goodbye.
where he's going or anything. Just like
He did not care.
No. It looks like he just abandoned the family, and they were like, oh.
No, it was mentioned. He's going to his grandmother.
Yeah.
That was mentioned in the
Puts
scene
a
before.
bunch of bubble yum in the driver's hand. He's like, "Take me as far as this will go."
But yeah, I
He goes
had
2 houses down. Get out.
I had such a laugh with it though.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
it's. I don't think it's meant to be funny, but
You
it's
missed it,
pretty
Joe.
funny.
I was doing voices. It was a great time.
All right, so now we cut back in, and Mom and the paranormal psychologist here, they drank all the booze that she had.
Oh shit.
And he's like, all right, I'm going to leave Ryan here. I got to go, but I'm going to come back with quite a surprise. Marty, who turns out is the guy with the glasses, would have been nice to have his name earlier. They're like, yeah, he's not coming back.
He's gonna go off and get studied.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Marty's done. All right.
Gotta get his shark bite tended to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this house has quote unquote favorites. He got bit. He tore his face off. He ate a bunch of magnets. The other guy,
Magnets.
that's
Yeah,
How's
now
that-
he
how's
really
that
has
work?
to go to the hospital.
but the other guy just sat there drawn.
Yeah.
So
He didn't try to cook a steak at 4 in the
it
morning.
was true, but you know,
But
So-
you know why Glasses had to leave though? He
Why
was
is that?
once bitten, twice shy.
Okay. So now
can we show
Guys, you can just email us if you want him off. I'll read all the votes out loud.
Not leave
Steve's-
until Brian comes back.
From Brian.
God damn it, Brian!
Steve's
Please go
boss
back.
shows up, and he's
This
like,
guy
God damn,
sucks."
Steve, you look like shit. Let's go for a ride. You're my best employee. Let's look at this graveyard.
Want to go for a ride? I got something to show you.
Don't worry. We're just,
I got something I want to show you.
it's like, you could live up here. Don't worry about the graveyard.
Yeah,
We'll move it.
we're the little people.
Spoiler alert. I'm not moving the gravestones. I mean, I'm not moving the bodies. I'm just moving the gravestones. Apparently, we're not going to dig further than 6 feet deep to
No.
build the fucking house.
So is that all right? Is that what so did they move it from the valley to the hill?
No,
And then
no.
they were gonna move it again?
so the valley was the ancient native burial grounds
Oh.
that he didn't have to tell
Well, it
anybody he
wasn't-
was
I
moving
don't-
those.
All the
don't-
ancient natives buried in wood
No, I don't
coffins
believe
with
that's
jewelry
true.
on.
Yeah.
He
I
said
think
some.
it was a
That
different.
was a
cemetery.
reference to Pet Cemetery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he says it's not one of those. But
But it
he
was
did
burial
mention there
ground.
was a previous cemetery there.
Yeah.
They just moved it a couple miles down the road or
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
I
So
thought he
either
said
way,
that's
it's
what
just
they were
people.
going to.
So yeah,
Phases 1 through 3 or 4, whatever they've already done,
yeah.
was already a graveyard that,
Alright.
they
What
moved.
I don't know
Well-
if it's all those phases, but basically just we're
He said
expanding in this
300
area.
acres.
We also
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
we're expanding in this area every time we come across a cemetery. We just move it.
we
No,
also
they
found
really
out,
brought this neighborhood back to life.
we also found out that Carol Ann was born here, which is
Yes.
probably why all the ghosts have an attraction to her.
Mm.
So now, Steve's
Wait,
just
is it a
like,
home birth?
motherfucker.
Maybe.
Like, so now I got to go back home. Like, this is important information. But he comes home and he is waylaid by the doctors returned. And again, we don't get a name, we don't get an introduction. There's just this small person with
Most
a
beautiful woman
very beautiful woman,
I've ever seen.
Tangina,
Angina.
wonderful accent,
Tangina.
fucking like an old lady version of Aviators.
I mean, she
yeah.
looked like just an old version of the turkey kid from Jurassic Park.
So
Wow.
at least he complimented her first before he began tearing her down.
I love
Anyway.
Zelda.
So
What?
My favorite character in this film, or any film.
so she starts just walking around the house. She's like, "You're messing with my frequency."
You're messing with my
Kenneth.
frequency.
Yeah, she goes upstairs. She's like, "Can someone unlock this room?" And So Steve's smart ass, he's like, she's a psychic. I'm going to think really hard about it.
I would like to peer
And his
into
wife's
the
like,
joie.
She starts
why
by
don't you
asking
answer?
why it's locked.
Yeah.
And he just starts thinking real hard.
And he's
to
like,
answer.
if she's a psychic, she should know. And she's like, I do know. I just like to be acknowledged. Like, all right, she can read my thoughts. Fine.
You have passed the test.
You
So-
want to measure dicks, Steven?
So now the
I'll
movie's
show
like,
you mine. Show me yours.
do you want some exposition about what's going on? I'm like, no, I don't really care at this point. And they're like, too bad. So Carol Ann is trapped with some earthbound spirits that need to go into the light, and they need her to lead her there. But she will only go there if she hears her mom's voice. But there's a beast that's keeping her from leading the other spirits away.
But it
and
looks
it's
like
pissed.
a child.
It looks, yeah.
It's
to
just,
her, it looks
it's
like
just bulky.
And then she's like, all right, you got all that. Let's go get your daughter. Get
You
some
know-
tennis balls, get a rope. We
There-
got this.
There's no age of consent on meeples.
Why is Balky Bartokomous here? I missed how that
It's
happened.
in a TV.
Okay.
And why is he now a pedophile as well?
Because it's funny.
So, all right. Here's the plan. They're going to get her to run to the light. So Carol Ann's running to the light. Carol Ann's like, bitch, you told me not to do that. And it's like, well, I lied to you, okay? Just fucking go.
Nobody
or Dad
can make
will,
a fucking decision about the
Dad
light.
will reach through the aether and slap your ass.
Yeah, give you an interdimensional spanking.
Yeah.
Which, yeah,
Dad's like, I never hit her in my life.
You will now.
That's it. They're like, you're going to figure out how real quick.
well, no, but that's part of it. It was like I've never hit her in my life. Like, I'm just fucking say it, dude. It's
Yeah.
not. I'm not telling you to do it. But
Abuse or lose.
Words of violence.
Fine, now you threw me all off.
All right. Anyway, they go into the room. Now.
Oh no, sorry,
What's
sorry. But yeah, the whole we're going back and forth with the you should go to the light, you should not go to the light. I hate that we end up with the basically just run towards the light and then stop.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm
Red
sure
light,
there's a
green light.
point where it's too far.
Yeah. When
What
when
if we hit
exactly
that?
should I stop? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what she was kind of like sensing in the background,
Mm.
because I got the impression that she was like, okay, the closer you go to the light, the less likely the beast is going to be able to be like, your mom, bitch.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go into the light.
So yeah,
Well, yeah, I think
Tangina
because then
could
you're
sense
dead.
her proximity.
Well, yeah,
to
it's
it.
she's
Exactly.
supposed to be closer to it so that the other ghosts that are following her can go through. I get that, but it's like she's like, "Oh, tell your daughter to go to the light," and she's like, "Just run to it, baby, run!" And it's like, "Well, no,
Yeah.
walk slowly."
Well,
like
they don't
it's gotta
really
be-
get the subtlety of what she's saying at all, because at one point she's like, gently take up the slack in the rope, and they're like, take up the slack, and he's like, I'm on that shit.
Purple monkey dish.
This is one of those things that like both the viewers and they just in general should have done a walkthrough first.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Maybe gone out on the front lawn, discussed it. You
Yeah.
know, not near the beast.
she was like, you're gonna do exactly what I say. She asked that once and only to one of the two parents.
Yeah.
Did not ask the other one.
Yeah, fuck that
So-
guy.
Yeah, fuck him.
All right. She's like, Ryan, I know this is the coolest thing you've ever seen, but go downstairs. I'm going to throw a really gross tennis ball at you. She like throws the tennis ball in the closet. It comes out covered in like pinkish jello.
Which he has to smell.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You just have to know at that point.
it's, it's like, is this from?
It's already on my hands. I might as well.
Is she? I don't know.
Also-
Find out.
Yeah.
Interdimensional goo. What's it smell like? I'm curious.
All right. So they
I'm
throw,
paranormal scientist. I want to know these
they
things. That's
throw
why I'm
a
here.
second.
Smells like Satan's anus.
Yeah, let's
Maybe?
put this on my bare
Zanus.
hands and into my bare nasal canal.
Well, it's already in his hands. Might as well
Yeah.
stick his nose in
Might
Yeah,
it.
as
I'll
well
say
put it
nose,
up your
yeah.
nose. Yeah.
Sure.
So
And
they
your
throw a
ass.
second ball through just to be sure that that first one wasn't a fluke. And then they start like sending the rope in, and Diane's like, "I'm going in," and the psychic lady's like, "Hell no, I'm going in." And Diane, you know, she's like, "You've never done this before." Diane's like, "Have you ever done this before?" The psychic lady's like, "You know what? You go in. That's
Yeah.
fine."
I was like, you're right, you go.
So,
Okay.
Checkmate, asshole.
Steve's like, "I'll go in," and they're like, "No, you're the only one that could pull on the rope." Apparently, there's a lot of torque going through dimensions.
Maybe.
And then so
Valky's
mom goes
got
in,
you.
and then Steven lets go of the rope a little early because a big ass spooky face comes out of the closet.
Well, because she's beckoning all the spirits to the
Yeah.
light. And then he's like, You said not to go to the lake. You must be betraying us. I'm
Yeah.
going to pull on the rope. And he's just like, no!
Also, yeah, what the fuck? I mean, I guess, again, this is why you
This
do a
is why the run
walkthrough,
through, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is like a, bitch, fucking just shut the hell up. I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
You think
So-
I'm betraying you? You think I tricked your wife into dying right now? Like, what?
I expect to be paid after this.
Yeah.
So,
From both of you.
yeah.
Well, I can get paid by one of you. I don't give a shit, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, expect payment if you did. I'm sure you're gonna have a problem with that.
Well, here's the part of the plan where I take your checkbook and run out of the house.
Yeah.
So,
I want to see Craig T. Nelson tackle her on the phone.
She is
that was-
the
how
football.
great would that be, though, if that was the step? Where it's just like, what do we do now? It's just like, well, now that you're stuck there and everyone's holding something, I'm taking your checkbook and
She just grabs his wallet out of his pocket. And
Yes.
just
Yep.
runs.
I'll do you one better. I like this idea, and maybe like she's in with the ghosts, and that's why we got all those
Yeah.
watches and shit before. Like this is what they do.
it's like a frighteners kind of
yeah, it's
situation.
just, I feed people into the hole. You spit out their cash and valuables.
All right, so so now what you would call it? There's a spooky skull face appears. It's pretty cool looking.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice effect.
Oh hell yeah!
From some angles, yeah.
But,
Well,
well,
yeah, the front on view isn't as good, but that side shot.
well, whoever says this is, I mean, this is before CGI, so this is like a composite, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but there,
It's a good
looks,
composite.
It looks like it's there.
Yeah.
And that's I think the one advantage that the composite gives you over the CGI.
Yeah.
Is
Well, yeah, I will argue not fully before CGI, I guess, because that's whatever the hell that
Oh, yeah,
tornado
Westworld-
was.
Yeah,
But-
but Westworld had CGI too.
Did it?
Yeah, for the robot vision.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
But like even the tornado in the room
Yeah.
before when the ship was flying around, that's that was the level of CGI we were getting.
I do like in this scene that it's like from multiple angles you get a
Yeah.
shot of the dad just screaming.
Yeah.
And it's like, that Budweiser commercial.
So, needless to say, Mom and Caroline come crashing out of the ceiling. Everyone's covered in purple stuff, and they're like, we got to get him in the bathwater. That's important. So, the two guys carry them upstairs, dump them in the tub. They eventually wake up, and Ryan's like, I gotta go get my camera, and Tangina here just poses for the camera, and she's like, this house is clean.
Liar.
Yeah. And she's gone.
Yeah,
And
that's just-
she's out of the movie now.
Yeah.
It's an end to her.
And I remembered her, like, it had been many, many years since I've seen this movie. And I remembered her having more of a part.
Yeah,
but,
maybe
like,
yeah.
maybe you were like
Might have been thinking of the second one.
Yeah.
she's like all up in that.
Oh yeah. It's all about her and Caroline.
Yeah. So now they're,
Spooky man.
rightfully so, they're packing up and moving.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom's like, I feel real good. Like, that slime, that's good stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, babe.
Although also, just quick
So
backtrack
exciting.
for a moment.
Mhm.
They had to be in a bath after this ordeal. Guess it's part of the thing.
Mhm.
Were the bubbles necessary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's soap.
Yeah,
You're taking a bath. It's
yeah.
like a bubble bath.
They're going to need to get cleaned afterwards.
Well,
When you've been dumped in spunk, you got to get scrubbed.
I that was not. I don't think part of the ritual was to bathe the gunk off them. I think it was like some kind of cleansing thing, but not actually washing yourself.
Oh,
clean.
no, they
I'm
saw
sure that
how
happened
those-
after.
They saw how those tennis balls came out. They're like
They prepared it before the tennis balls.
They're gonna
Yeah,
need a
that's
bath.
Well,
Yeah.
They
that-
prepared it
that-
before the tennis balls.
She's done this before, little lady.
She hasn't done
knows.
it. Well, she hasn't gone in before.
She hasn't gone
but she
in
knows
before.
about the purple stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So,
They are traveling through Satan's colon.
Big-
They are going to need
The
a
big
bath.
Hollywood executives don't know what a bath is without bubbles.
all right. So now
that was a great, great accent.
they're like, we're moving. I know what we're gonna do. Let's hang out at the house for another night, just cause. Fucking go to the hotel tonight.
Go ahead.
No,
Tony.
here's the weird thing, because this fucked me up.
Yes, it did.
We'll get
They
to
got a mover. They got a
Yeah.
moving van. He's loading shit in.
Yep.
The dad's loading shit in.
The kid even came back from his taxi trip.
The kid. Yeah, Robbie's back. Dana's back. Gang's all here. He says, his wife asks, so we're not staying here tonight. He's like, no, I want to get out as fast as possible. So finish packing. I gotta, get some stuff from work and finish quitting or whatever. I'll be back early.
You will not.
Yeah. Suddenly it's fucking midnight. I don't know what the hell happened.
He said, like, I already told Mr. Teague to go to hell.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, what if he doesn't accept it? She's like, then I'll give him directions.
Which
That's
is a
how
great line.
Yeah, that's how he left.
Yeah.
But
That's
also,
not how that scene went
No.
at all. Like, we don't get to see what happened, but
No.
yeah.
we know it didn't go like that.
Well, it could have. I don't know. But
He does
spent-
come back
he spent-
with him.
Well,
he spent, like,
there's a lot of turns to
he
get to
take
hell,
like
I guess.
8 hours to do it, I guess. I don't know.
This is before MapQuest.
There
He
was
had to write it
definitely
all out.
there was definitely a lot of back and forth because he comes back with the boss. And the boss is really trying to be like, no, I need you to
Yeah,
sell.
the boss seems to chase
phase
after
5.
him, basically.
Yeah.
But
He
also,
sold 42% of the property.
Yeah, that's
in the meantime of him quote unquote coming back early and them leaving that night, she's like, I'm gonna color my hair, take a bubble bath. The kids are going to bed
in the haunted room.
in the haunted room. Ton of shit's not packed. Like, what the
Now-
fuck is going
Yeah.
on?
I know this is maybe a bit silly, but I do want to ask and point it out. When the closet sucked Carol Ann in,
Mm-hmm.
it also sucked everything else in the room in.
Yep.
I was just thinking
Yeah.
that too.
Everything else. Except for the
I think,
mattresses.
one bed
basically.
didn't fit.
Well, okay. What are you going
Into
with?
the nether realm.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'll say no.
No.
Because when we see when they go back in the room, they're
Yeah,
pulling it all
everything's
out.
in
The
there.
cloud.
Yeah.
So everything
Yeah.
got
Dolls
pulled into
got
the
jammed
closet.
into the
Only she
closet?
went through.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Because that's why the clown was still there with the blanket over it.
what I was wondering
Okay,
though,
why did the balls go through?
Because she threw him. I don't
Yeah.
think it.
It was also in a different state at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, I don't know how shit
it was an
works.
open portal instead of
And because it's fucking
closed
Zelda, man.
sphincter.
Don't
Yeah.
mess with her.
Satan
But
was
what-
giving him the goatsy for the tennis balls.
What I was just realizing,
It's like,
I never
like it. Throw
checked
'em in there.
if she's in the same bed because that bed is fucked up because she's holding on to it until it breaks, and I
Yeah,
don't
she
remember if it's the same bed.
Mangled that frame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so-
frames did. I don't know.
Yeah, why are they
Also, if
sleeping
you're
on the
moving, why
couch?
did you buy a new
It-
bed?
Like, if,
Yeah, that's.
Because this house is clean.
I
Yeah,
guess they
house
spent a
clean.
ton of money, but like I'd still be at the hotel. I'd be at the hotel. I'd have John. I'd pay John the guard outside. Like there would be,
Against ghosts?
yeah,
John
Okay,
would not
sure.
stay outside if he's like,
I
oh,
got
there's
my,
ghosts.
my salt and my iron.
yeah.
Okay.
John's gonna do better against them than I would.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
even got a silver sword.
yeah.
Apparently, you'll do better than
I'll buy
Zelda
him-
here, but
Yeah, I'll give him money. I'll buy him some beef jerky, and maybe
Actually,
something else.
John, I'm being
you know.
hunted by Bigfoot.
So now, here's an interesting question.
Oh, God.
I like this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Okay,
you've been
God, I
hired
guess
by
it's
Joe
not
to
gonna be
protect
that.
him against the supernatural. Okay, in this room.
In this room.
In this room. So you come in because there's a ruckus, but you notice that one of the apparitions is also a vampire. At that point, do you start making a deal, or are you still protecting Joe and kill the vampire?
What do you mean make
To become another
he
vampire.
thinks you want to be a vampire.
I don't think. I'm pretty confident he'd prefer to be a vampire.
I mean,
Guys, try and think about this as like white noise, and
Yeah.
just try and go to sleep.
Well, it's a see, he's thinking
Okay, it's
about
taking
it.
too
It's a
long.
legitimate
So-
question.
How does John know it's a vampire?
Oh, dear
I mean,
God.
let's just say that he somehow
John
he-
will know.
He
Okay.
just knows.
Sure.
he knows.
He just
yeah.
I got a boner.
Yeah.
There's a vampire nearby.
All right, my dick's hard.
Everyone
There's a
listening,
vampire.
I just want to make you aware that I know Brick said it was an interesting question, but that does not mean you can sue us for false advertising.
Yeah, so I mean, I love Joe like a brother, but if I had the opportunity for eternal life and never having to poop again,
Never
That-
getting to poop again, John.
Subtle
Win,
difference,
win,
but I
win.
don't think he'd care.
Seeing the sun pooping.
Fuck
Yeah.
it.
Fuck the sun.
I don't care a damn
Yeah,
about the sun.
I
I'd
mean,
give up on the sun
yeah,
now if I
within
didn't have to
there.
poop anymore.
I mean, that triple poop morning, many things
Yeah.
would have been alleviated.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
there still would have been one poop, but
yeah,
But he
no,
could have floated.
he would have floated. No, John. Even if John's a vampire type that can float, he won't. He'll turn into a bat.
Yeah, I will turn into a bat or my mist form instead of
Yeah.
floating like a fairy over. But anyway, yeah, no, I might have to trade Joe in
Okay.
for immortality.
Well, but what if he's like? But what if you float if you're a vampire?
Well, I mean, I'm fine with having the option to float. I don't have to.
No, he's like, down here we all float.
I am too fat. That is too
You're
slow.
a by default floating vampire.
Default
I don't know. I might still for eternal life and not having to poop. Like,
Listeners, I'm sorry that I've allowed this to fester to the degree that it has. Let's just
I
finish
love
this
that you
damn
continue to say, and I'm allowed to not poop. It's
yeah,
like,
no,
if that's not part of the
if
deal.
that's not
then
part of
you-
the vampire
Yeah.
deal, that takes a lot of points.
movie.
On.
You're like, your digestive system doesn't work
What if-
except for the colon.
Yeah.
What if you discover that Zelda Rubinstein is your lover now as a Dracula?
It's a
That's like that comes with the
Non-negotiable.
territory.
I have to.
Have to.
Every night you go to bed, when you wake up, she'll be next to you.
If her needs are not met,
Doesn't matter what
you lose
security.
your eternal
I
life.
mean, you turn the light.
All right.
John's like, I'll do what I gotta do. I don't have to poop. We're still
And I'm a vampire. Both.
Yeah, but
Both
the problem is,
conditions.
you're a vampire, so you have night vision.
I just close my eyes.
Okay, it's way worse in the dark.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, it's way worse in the dark because when you don't know where you're going,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to tell what's what.
Anyway,
Just wait. Listen, you don't until her
No
needs,
holes barred.
until her needs
No
are met.
holes barred.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Alyssa. Anyway, so
This is like, that's okay. I know where the stakes are.
this movie, for all intents and purposes, should be over, but it's not. We're doing one more night here. For whatever reason, they didn't pack the spooky clown. Actually, I know why they didn't pack the spooky clown, but why is it in this fucking room?
Why is it back where it is, spooking these children?
Yeah.
Why did they get it in the first place?
It
I do
sh-
like Tony's
yeah.
hypothesis
Like, yes.
that it was a gift from grandma who doesn't
But
know any better.
It
She's
should
like,
not,
it's a toy.
like, it should stay with this house,
Yeah.
but it should not be in this room.
It's like a Jumanji type situation where they found it they probably dug it up with those corpses when they were getting the land prepared.
So mom's got like a gray line in her hair because
Two of
She's
them,
rogue
symmetrical.
now.
something supernatural happened to her.
She's Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, and she's like, "Well, you don't like it," and like her Dana's like, "Oh, it sucks." And mom's like, "Isn't it punk?" And so she's like, "All right, well, I guess I gotta go dye my hair. I gotta take care of this now."
Yeah,
So let me
immediately.
strip down, get in the bathtub, put the
Can't-
kids to bed.
Can't wait till the new house for this.
Yeah. So
I'm glad we left all of our toiletries that we ever owned
Mm-hmm.
and the decorations on the walls.
And putting the kids
yeah, but
to
all
bed.
those toiletries have purple stuff in them now.
It's fair.
They're all just different degrees of purple
I'm
stuff.
gonna leave them here.
So now Robbie wakes up. The clown's gone.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm out of the room. Like, I don't know where you are, clown, but you're gonna have to catch me.
Yeah. And the biggest problem is that Robbie makes all the wrong moves here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, let me check under the bed. Who cares if it's under the
No,
bed?
he checks
Like,
above him first.
Yeah. Well, smart move.
Yes.
Then check under the bed. Meanwhile, the clown fucking deeks him, like comes out the other side, and just like puts the chokehold on him. And he's fighting a clown now.
But I will say, kicks the shit out of this
Well,
clown.
the clown's winning for a minute.
For a minute.
Because I think Robbie's still in shock that this is happening. The
Yeah.
clown's dragging him under the bed like he's going to have any advantage down there.
Yeah.
Robbie's like, bitch, you're just stuffing. And he rips this fucking
Yeah,
thing
it's like
apart.
2 more adult teeth grow in all of a
Yeah.
sudden. And this kid
Just
just starts housing this freaking
Pure
clown.
hatred unleashed
yeah.
on
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Should have started with the teeth.
It was
Yeah.
at this
He
moment.
would have gotten free sooner.
It was at this moment that Robbie became a man.
Yeah, the clown's like, dude, I'm sorry.
Please give me my appendix
Please
back.
stop ripping my stuffing out. I give up.
Robbie's like, you're obliterated. Like, I'm not going to stop this anytime
This
soon.
is how like Child's Play should have ended.
Like, I'm taking you apart into your individual components.
And then we'll eat them
Well,
and burn them and shit them.
As great as all that is, it is not much of a victory because it's now when everything else is just like, fuck you anyway, kid.
Yeah.
We're taking over the closet. It's turned into Satan's asshole.
So now,
that had to be a blow to the house's ego, though.
To be an asshole?
No, for that clown to get
Oh.
just wrecked.
meanwhile, in the bedroom, mom's lying there in her nightshirt, and the poltergeist is like, surprise, pulls that up. She's like, "Oh, me underwears." Now, if I could picture what the poltergeist is doing, I think it's just jumping up and down on her.
Probably.
And then it's like, "I'll spin this whole room around. I don't care."
I want to see them panties.
Yeah. So now mom's on the ceiling, flopping around.
And we're all like,
do you think the construction workers died?
Poltergeist.
Do you think the construction workers died and they were the?
It's the mom, not
They
Dana.
were this when they showed back up.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't the tree. She's a little old for that.
so now what you call it, the closet opens up again, and it's like last time I played nice, you just got the light and the
I just
the
tried to suck
suction.
you last time.
Yeah, this time you're getting the full anus.
Yeah.
Like it's the hell ass is opening, and a tentacle's coming
Complete
out.
with tentacle.
Yeah.
Non-consensual penetration.
I can't say you're wrong, but I think it's also because of the quote unquote cleansing.
Yeah.
A lot of the good spirits are
Well,
gone.
that's it. He's like, you took all the good people.
Yeah. The baddies are
yeah.
running the show now.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna,
just a raging ass.
I'm taking some of you with me. So
And I still got a bit of hemorrhoids.
this
Leaking out
unacceptable
the side.
hole opens up with a tentacle. It's starting to suck them in. Mom's trying to like come over to help, and she gets knocked out of the room, and there's like a big old beastie doggy ghost thing pops out, and it yells at her. It's growling. It looks
Bloody
pretty
beastie
cool.
doggy nope.
Yeah.
This also fucked me up a little as a kid.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
From like, I don't know when I saw Poltergeist the first time, but it stuck with me.
Every time I like looked at our shower curtain, I expected that face to come out of it. I don't know why I made that connection, but
And again, something with the composites, because you like it's clearly not there, but it has more of a presence to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
than
oh,
the
yeah.
CGI would.
oh, this
And-
looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, and she's like, "Well, I guess I gotta go fall down the stairs," and she tries to like go back up the stairs, and it's like static electricity zap. And somehow I forget exactly how she ended up going from that to falling in the pool, but she does.
Yeah.
No, she's
she-
running out of the house looking for help.
She
Yeah.
started. Yeah, she
Oh,
was
she's
screaming
calling for
over
the
the
neighbor.
fence
Yep.
for help. Yeah.
Slips in the mud, falls in the pool.
Get your remote, help.
Genuine skeletons rise out of the ground. Rise from your grave. And,
Welcome to your pool.
yeah, you know, in like the first level of many of spooky type Nintendo games where the coffin will rise up and open up and a zombie will come out, but you just like whip that shit once and it's dead. So you never actually even get to see what the next step is. That's what's going on here. Because like a
Yeah.
skeleton pops out, but it's not doing anything. It's just
No,
like,
it's just being there.
I'm a dead body, and falls over. And you, like, it's scary, I guess, but it's still like, okay. You know?
It's both
It's the entity
scary.
revealing
Yeah.
why he's pissed off.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of like the whole ground just kind of being like, these are all the bodies you meant to move, but
Yeah.
didn't.
Oh, sure. It's just
Fuck
why
you.
And
is
this
she
shit
that
actually
disturbed by
happens
that?
in like Louisiana and stuff. They get enough rain and
Yep.
the ground actually like caskets pop.
I think
up
it's
out of
happened
the
in
earth.
Connecticut too.
Yeah, it gets buoyant enough and just pushes them.
That's why it's 6 feet.
So
That and other reasons, but
all right, mom's trying to climb out of the pool with the skeletons. The neighbor, the guy that was like, you know, with the mosquitoes before or whatever, he comes, pulls her out of the pool. They're just
like,
like,
"The
what
fuck are
the
you
hell
doing?"
is happening? Why is there a coffin in your pool or your hole for your pool? She's like, I gotta go. And runs back in.
why are you screaming? Why is your house a rave?
The poltergeist was just like, damn, I really thought that was going to work. I guess I don't have anything else to stop you. And, you know, she tells Robbie to grab Carol Ann. She grabs Robbie, pulls them all out of the room. They run the
I like how the
fuck out of
neighbors are
house.
just like, yeah, we don't like you enough to
Yeah.
care.
What the hell,
he
man?
came over,
We
he
pulled
helped
you
her out of the pool.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what else is happening.
I
He had
think he was-
questions. She didn't have answers.
Yeah, I think he was willing to go in
He
with her,
was-
but his wife was like, no, fuck that
Yeah,
shit.
he was considering going in to help her
Yeah.
get the kids, and his wife was just like, "No,
you're
you're
not.
not going in there."
Mind your
But-
own business,
Yeah, you're
Dan.
not leaving me alone with our child.
So Dad
He
comes
might
home
eat me.
with Mr. Teague, and instead of like, my family's in trouble, he just coffins popping out. He's like, you ain't moved the bodies. You know? Starts yelling at Mr. Teague.
Another thing I want to throw in here, though, I gotta imagine you noticed, but in case you did not, I read that the one part that was kind of scary for the girl who played Carol Ann was the being sucked into the closet scene.
Yep.
so she was told she wouldn't have to do it again.
Mhm.
And it shows in this last scene where
Oh,
it's
yeah.
clearly some
Not
great
her.
dummy work. Like,
She doesn't move a muscle.
yeah, Robbie's like flailing all about, and then there's like the occasional leg twitch when they got the robot working. Otherwise, she's stiff as a fucking board.
So, like, while he, instead of rescuing his family, he's yelling at Mr. Teague, they just go out the back door, run around the house. They get in the car. He's fumbling his keys. You know, they're about to drive away.
For
Dana
what feels like a freaking hour.
yeah, they back up, crash
Into
into
a
this
car.
truck. Yeah, meanwhile, Dana has been like, across the street in her boyfriend's car, and she has a huge hickey. She comes out, is like, I'm in the movie too. Runs and gets in the car. Coffins popping up everywhere. Everyone comes outside. It's raining cats and dogs. They drive off. The fucking house implodes.
Yep.
Straight up implodes.
Like a submarine.
Sucks itself into its own anus.
They leave Cresta Verde and they arrive at
Nilbog.
at Nilbog. Yeah, they arrive at the Nilbog Holiday Inn. They're all covered in filth and whatnot.
Where Dana has previously said that
Yeah.
she's been before.
Yep. Mom was like, "What?" She's like, "Don't worry about it." And then
Yeah, when they got there, they're like, Dana, the usual? Excuse me?
so they all just walk into their room. They're like, they've been through so much. They're just done. And they go in, and like 5 seconds later, Dad pops out and pushes the TV outside.
In the rain.
Yep, fuck it.
Fuck the TV.
He's like, I'll buy you a new one. I don't care.
We're done with
And
you.
the camera pans away, and I watched the whole pan out because I'm like, is the TV going to turn on? It doesn't.
Oh, that would have been great.
And then, roll credits.
The creepiest fucking outro music, but like on purpose, of course.
This movie isn't Ravenous level inappropriate music, but it's close.
Yeah.
And there is Poltergeist 1. The story begins. Tony?
Yeah, so...
Oh, we're not going to do 2 right now? No, I'm sorry. The second one.
Poltergeist.
Did you watch it? You
No,
want to talk?
no.
Yeah, no, please tell us what's it about, Brick.
Do you want me to predict
No.
what it
Okay, on RottenTomatoes.com, critics gave this a score of 88%. Audience gave this a score of 79%. That's their thoughts and opinions. What about you, Brick?
It was good. There's a good number of There's a good number of horror movies where you're usually like, why the fuck did you do that? Why did you? And there is some of that in this movie, but more often than not, it just seems like people are reacting as you would expect them to be like, what the fuck is going on, kind of circumstances. It's just good. I feel like it holds up.
Recommend?
I'd give it an A. I'd actually give it an A.
Who's going?
Yeah.
That's a recommend.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on,
it's a
Tony.
high
Context
number.
clues, my friend.
I know. I'm being an ass. John.
Yeah, I still enjoy this movie. It is a classic of the spoopy movies. Obviously, we've made our comments about the effects and how the effects hold up. But aside from that, I don't have any complaints with this movie. Other than, again, if it was me, I would have been at the Holiday Inn, like after the chairs stacked on the table. I've been like, nope.
Now, if it was you,
done.
those chairs were destroyed in the yard first.
Yeah, the house would be on fire, and I would be at the Holiday Inn. I'm collecting the insurance money, buying myself another house.
Maybe Alyssa and the dogs got out. Maybe not.
Wow.
Depends on John's mood that day.
Yeah. No.
Would you have gone back in for the lizards?
We would. I mean, I would definitely want to be out of there by dark. But yes, I would evacuate. All living creatures to someplace else.
Unless they were already sucked into.
Be like a
Yeah, I mean, if they'd
scenario.
already been eaten by Satan's asshole, like they're done.
Check their water bowl for the
Yeah.
purple stuff.
Yeah, the only one I would adventure into Satan's asshole for would be Alyssa.
Mhm. You hear that, Alyssa? Right into Satan's asshole.
All right, Joe.
He didn't say and
It's hard to
back.
follow. That's a hard act to follow. Yeah, no, I liked it. I don't know if I would give it an A, but it holds up. I like important things to point out. The acting, very good.
Yeah.
For a horror movie, like you don't get acting much better than this. The only problems I have are minor, being that this movie's not very good at telling you people's names or really enough about them. And like even a silly slasher movie, you'll get everyone's name in the beginning or whatever.
I don't think it's necessary. You got
Yeah.
mom, you got dad, you got daughter.
Yeah, but I don't know.
one.
Hey,
daughter number
I'd
2.
like to
and
know.
son.
Let 'em-
Yeah. And then the pacing is a little weird where I like that it does a nice slow build introducing the ghosts and whatnot. And then it just goes like
Pulls the
balls to
trigger.
the walls like crazy. And I mean, I guess that's for some people who really like that. For me, that was a little jarring. I would have liked to have it kind of build up more. And rather than have this kind of unnecessary last night in the house, I'd kind of want more of the crazy spooky stuff happening at the end. But yeah, other than that, like I liked it, and as we've already mentioned, the effects are they're limited, but they're good for what they were at the time. The only thing I really had a problem with was just the trees like exit stage left from the random tornado. They're just like, we need a way to get this out of here. It's gone.
We're not going to pay the movers.
Yeah.
We're just going to hire,
Home Planet
somebody with a
needs
whistle
me.
to call the
Yeah.
tornado.
Also, weird bit because of how this movie kind of wraps up and everything. It kind of proves that it was not a poltergeist; it was actually a haunting. Thus, making the title.
Well, the
nonsense.
haunting had already happened years ago.
Yeah, I feel like
But she
this
says-
was more than just a haunting too. Like
No,
it
I'm,
was
ta-
in a
I'm
third
talking the movie,
category.
The Haunting.
Oh yeah, but that's fair. But it is just funny that they take a moment to say in this movie, a haunting is when it's at the house.
Yeah.
Poltergeist follows a person,
It's just
Yeah.
and this
catchy
shows it's
name.
just the house.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I just,
Well,
it's-
no, because
well in the second one, but
Yeah.
I can we can't count that now.
All right.
Anyway.
either way, I'd say I'd give it like B plus A minus. I liked it. I think that 88 is about right.
All right, Rob.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I don't really like horror movies, but I don't really consider this a horror movie. I mean, it's got gore, but it's not like insanely, unnecessarily so. It's got it all the right places. It's got jump scares that are not like, they don't feel cheesy necessarily.
Nobody dies.
Nobody dies, which is fine.
Well, other than the bird.
And people in real life, but Zelda is a fucking legend.
Sex symbol.
Well,
Lighten the screen
she's
up.
just so fucking like, she just doesn't give a shit, and I just
Yeah.
really I just love her character. So yeah, I recommend it. It's good. It's good Halloween time.
You see that Warlock 2? That's how you have a little person in your film.
Yes.
Not this. Ah!
not treated like an actual goblin eating dog food on the set. Like,
All right. Yeah, I would also recommend it. It's pretty much all been stated here, but like, while the effects are somewhat dated, they still, I think, work a lot better than most CGI. I've said that, bang that drum a billion times already now, but like, that's the kind of stuff where you probably should, maybe get in there with something and fix them up. But otherwise, great movie. This came out in the summer of Spielberg for a reason. It's awesome. So yeah, recommend for me.
Oh yeah,
So-
this was one of those movies in '82 that summer where it was just banger after banger after banger, like so densely packed with good movies. I argue it might be the best like film summer.
What else happened in '82?
Well,
There was Wrath of Khan, Blade Runner. There was. I'd have to look it up. There's a lot of them that were. It was just one right after the other. These movies that have hold up incredibly well. The Thing came out
Oh wow!
that
Yeah.
year.
heralding into the world the birth of my brother.
Matt Stanley.
this asshole over here.
yeah, but more specifically, this was they. Some people have called this the summer of Spielberg because you had this that he produced and wrote, and like, I think just a month or two later we got
yeah.
E.T. So that's
Got what?
E.T.
Oh, E.T. I thought you said the T, and I was like,
Yeah.
like the
Spilled the
Terminator.
tea.
Like,
The Mr. T broke on me.
no, but yeah.
I think it's Joe's turn to roll. Ba-doo, ba-doo. Guys, while we're getting the D20 fate, I just want to wish everybody happy Halloween listening.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go have a safe, that it's on the turntable on the table. Have a safe and happy time. Get some candy.
Yeah, remember, no costume, no candy.
That's right. That is the rule.
And
No costume,
remember,
no candy.
only generic derivative characters, no specific characters to support the strike.
Hey,
Anyway.
you know what? Don't tell kids what to do on their Halloween.
Also, while
Or
we're at
adults
it,
who have money and can make their decisions.
I throw in some happy birthdays to Megan, Matt, Sharon, Alyssa,
Is it
Sean.
is that what we do? Birthday
well,
shout
It's October is the birthday month for this
Yeah,
group.
The
there's a lot of
birthday
people.
of the devil.
Good.
Halloween.
No, John was in December.
Aw.
Anyway,
Also, Tron and Conan the Barbarian came out in 1990.
Fuck yeah.
Balls are about to come.
Rocky 3, Fast Times at Ridgemont
Roll!
High, Mad Max 2.
He is on a roll.
butt up and roll.
Oh, this is the die? Oh,
right there.
yes. Oh shit! I didn't know it was presented to me.
You were on a
I
roll.
put them on the table.
I'm gonna give this
Oh, I
golden
put
son
them.
bitch.
Don't roll a woo.
D20 of
Oh,
doom.
that's my specialty.
Oh, it's a 20.
It's a 4.
What's a 4 do?
Oh yeah,
Da,
this is gonna be something.
Gird your loins, everybody. It's
Kevin
gonna be
Costner.
Kevin Costner shooting his little bow and arrow all around the Sherwood Forest.
And
Oh,
right.
okay.
yeah,
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Alan Rickman just going
Oh
nuts.
yeah.
I'm
This movie's
excited.
supposed to be 3 hours long. isn't it?
Robin Weasley.
It's
It's
long.
girthy, if I recall.
I want to see if I could get Becca for this one because she loved this movie.
Is this the one with Patrick Stewart?
No,
Or am I
that's
thinking-
Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's making fun of this movie.
Oh, in tights. I didn't realize that was in tights. I thought he was in one of like the really old like English ones.
Oh, probably.
You might be thinking of Excalibur.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Cause yeah, I feel like he was like in full like I'm actually on a stage, not in a movie set.
Either way, let's end this.
That's a do. Guys, again, have a happy Halloween. Thanks so much for listening. Goodbye.
Adios.
So is this like the prequel for Ghostbusters?
Good night, everybody.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, and if possible, leave a review. If you have questions, comments, or would like to sponsor an episode, email us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show, you can buy a t-shirt, hoodie, and more at Teespring. Or gain access to exclusive content by becoming a patron at patreon.com/4ampodcast. Thanks again for listening. See you next time.